Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knicks shit, dripping in Knicks shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the clip. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks real talk, we real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variant, I'm dominant. Paying homage to the cats in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in tempo as they cook my game plan. Let my brand for loop and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that the Knicks we ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base, hit the links, Anthony Mace. We create the logo when there's airspace that appear like square space. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. There's 50 dashes on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew, so here's a few bars to shine like Star Divine to Mount Mars. Knicks real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks real talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks real talk.
We here.
Here we go,
in the
let's go.
building. Knicks real talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes,
Let's
sir.
get it. Yeah, what's good, everybody? What's poppin'? Knicks real talk. Let's get it. It's your man Divine. We in the building, man. About to talk about the Knicks first game, 20 games of the season, man. Knicks quarter review. First 20 games, we're gonna talk about it, see what's going on with the team, what y'all think about it, what's all good with that, man. But first and foremost, salute to the chat. That's where it's at, man. Appreciate y'all coming in with us, man. Shout out to being hopefully in a minute, man. But in a minute, I'm gonna hold it down. We're gonna talk about these first 20 games that ended last night with the Knicks L down here in Madison Square Garden. Great game, but we lost. So that ended the 20-game first quarter of the season. But we're gonna get into it and talk about all that, man. Been a pretty interesting first quarter of the season. Ups and downs, peaks and valleys, and things of that nature. But hopefully, it could be the start of something good, man. We 9-11 after the first 20 games. So, we just gotta hope that we get a popper, man, and next thing you know, we can get back to where we was at. So, we're going to get into it and break it all down. I'm in the building with y'all for the next hour or so, man. Salute to the chat. That's where it's at. You know what it is, man. Once Nick, always Nick, Fabian, Jermaine, Pudge, Nice. I salute everybody, man. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight for a while. My brother getting in here with me, really get it popping. Like I said, man, Nick's first game of the 3 games of the season, 9-11. Some good things, some bad things. We're going to talk about the player performance. We're going to talk about the offense and the defense, the coaching staff, all the pros and cons, the roster. Team, the player stats, and surprising players and grades, man. We're going to get into it, man, and really see how you feel about this team, what they did the first quarter of the season, and so we can get into it, man. So salute everybody. But first and foremost, let's get back to the game last night. Obviously, the Knicks went in the MSG last night, man, Monday, and Grizzlies came into town, and they gave us a 120-123 L. But overall, it was a good game, man. We played hard. At the end, Jalen Brunson couldn't knock down what we wanted him to knock down, man. So we had to take that one, man. But overall, it was a good game. They competed real hard. It was good to see Cam Reddish get out there, do his thing. Mitchell Robinson looked good last night. Obviously, Jalen Brunson. RJ had a better performance last night. Thank God of that. And that was good to see that he bounced back, had a pretty efficient game. But Quentin Grimes had a pretty decent game on Ja Morant in the first quarter playing defense. I thought Tiz should have put him back in there in the end of the game. No shade to Cam Reddish, but my man Quentin Grimes is a pretty good on the ball defender. So I think that could have kind of worked in another way. But I was happy with what I seen last night, ladies and gentlemen. Real talk, and I was happy about what I seen. Could have went the other way. They competed real hard. Excuse me, let me get that tone up in the background. But they competed, man, and that's all you can ask for. We just gonna come up big in the end. Jalen Brunson couldn't knock down that shot to get us where we needed to go. But other than that, salute to the Knicks for battling. Was a good game all around. Ja Morant came back in the second half, wound up with a triple-double. But overall, it is what it is. We 9-11. It's this first quarter of the season is over. That was a game last night that we wish we could have won. We probably could have stayed at, got the 500, whatever. But I think we played a really good game last night. I'm not mad at too many things at all. I think overall, I wish a couple of situations it could have changed from a Tiz making adjustment standpoint for Harkenstein and God doesn't have it. I think Jericho Sims could have got a little play last night. So I think that was really, really much the ice on the cake. That defense, once the Knicks, Randall had a good offensive game, but that defense starting to worry me a little bit, man. Not only him, but everybody. We still gave up 127 points. That's a lot of points to be given up, in a regulation period. So that's something that we got to work on heading into Detroit tomorrow. Try to get that thing solidified and get that defense in the second quarter of the season, get it popping. We need to go to the second quarter of the season with a stronger defense presence. I'm not too worried about the offense. Like I said, they scored 123, and their offense is not the problem, especially when RJ shot the way he shot last night. You see what happened when he has a good game. We wound up scoring a lot more points than we normally score, which was 111, 113, which is good. But when he popping, we normally get around that 120, 20-something mark. And that was against a good defense team, to be honest with you. So Jaron Jackson Jr., them guys could play some defense as well. But salute to the Knicks for playing a good game. They just couldn't pull it out at the end. So we got to keep the fight another day. So the first quarter season been interesting. Coming out of the season, summer league training camp. We bring in Jalen Brunson. We bring in Hartenstein to add to what we had. And everybody trying to find their rhythm and everything through the first preseason games and the first couple of games of the season. But now that I think these guys are pretty much a hit, they should be like, we know how everybody play now. We know each other's tendencies. But I think it should be a little bit more easier the second half of the season. But bringing in Hartenstein and Jalen Brunson, what was a good offseason move. It wasn't mega, but I think Jalen Brunson playing like it was a mega offseason. But he is really giving us some good basketball down in New York, playing some hell of basketball at the point guard spot. I got him locked in as an all-star almost right now, the way that cat is playing. In his last 4 games, he dropping 30. He averages 30. He is really, really doing it, man. So salute to Jalen Brunson for coming to the Knicks, man, and giving us a point guard that we needed moving forward. Going down the line, and we're going to need him once, but I do like the acquisition. I'm not mad at it. Obviously, Hartenstein, it was a good move. Low cost, $8 million right now with the, he has peaks and valleys. The same thing with him with the sore Achilles, whatever the case he may be having. His defense was a little suspect the last couple of games, even coming into the road trip on the West Coast. Been suspect, defense. I don't know if that guy anything to do with his Achilles, not making an excuse for him. But he's been kind of, coming out the gate, he was pretty much on playing some good ball, 3-ball not popping like it was last year. He's missing a couple of air balls here and there, but hopefully just a glitch in the matrix and he get it together, and then he get back to being the Hartenstein that we thought he would at the beginning of the season. So right now we struggling against a lot of the superior teams. We beat the subpar team this year so far. We definitely competing against the superior teams. But we losing against them as well. So we got to find a way to beat some of these upper echelon teams who got more caliber quality players. We got to kind of just find a way to beat these guys. Last night we had an opportunity though. It's just that at the end we didn't prevail. I think the defense is a little concerning right now for me as a Knicks guy who love to see Knicks win deep. I think defense wins it all. When you keep the cat from scoring, you win the game. I think right now we just going over a little bit too much of that, but we get it together though. I'm quite sure we will, and everything was. Salute to the chat again, man. Frank Montos, Tim, once Nick, all the Nick, cash out everybody. Thank y'all for coming in tonight, man. It's Nick's first quarter of the season. A review. We're gonna break all that down and see what the stats is like, what y'all feel about the players and things of that nature, which I look forward to going forward. But right now, I can't be mad at Jalen Brunson for sure. That brother is just the engine, man. He is really, really running this thing, man. He got what it takes to be in New York. My man Billy to go, salute to you, my brother. You know what? That's interesting. We're gonna talk about that too, Billy. Hold that thought, though. We'll get to that, man. Real talk. We'll see what you feel about that Zach Levine thing. So we're gonna get into all that. We're gonna leave no stones unturned tonight. We're gonna break down everything we probably could break down from the beginning of the season to now, trade rules and everything, man. As y'all know, the trading deadline is February the 9th. The All-Star game is February the 19th. I'm sorry. So we got probably almost 2 months and a half before we get to the trading deadline. We coming up on December. You know how fast time fly. Next thing you know, by the end of January, we know the trading deadline will be here. But I think the Knicks going to be in the quest to do something. I don't think this team's going to stay the way it is. It's going to be some move to be made. But I tell you what, though, I do think with the way Cam Reddish is evolving, Quentin Grimes, once he get that 3-point shot down, once he get it down, I think this team gonna be pretty good, man. I really do, man. Like that game last night showed me something. It's good to see the way Mitchell Robinson played against Steven Adams last night. He was a beast, So once we get that on a consistent basis and everybody healthy, quickly was playing well. But obviously he might be out tomorrow because of a knee injury. sore knee, but he's been playing well. So I think now that all these guys are pretty much together, I think you're going to see something different, man, in the second quarter of the season. Come starting tomorrow, having all our guys back except for quickly, if he don't play, and if he play, we pretty much healthy. So I think you're going to see a lot. I think Cam Reddish and showed me something, and then we got some interesting things to talk about with Cam Reddish and Quentin Grimes, because I mean it's like, dog, do you put them dudes in the starting lineup? You know, I mean, but obviously you ain't got no space to do it, but if you were to put them cats in that starting lineup, you got a pretty good defensive team down there, man, to make up. I think Quentin Grimes, Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish, and Mitchell Robinson to cause a problem for some cats on the defense side of the ball. So what does that mean for guys like Randall and all these guys, man? It's really interesting to see. So we're gonna talk about all that. But I think the first half of the season went all right to me. I'm not too concerned about it. I think it went pretty well to be 9-11. We should have won 2 or 3 more games, to be honest with you. A lot of it had to do with bad play. A lot of it had to do with injuries. But and obviously our perimeter defense is suspect, and our 3-point shot is suspect right now from a team perspective. We're shooting 31% in association behind the three, within the lower echelon of the league. That's really been a problem for the Knicks this year so far to me, the 3-point shooting and the defense, the perimeter defense and the 3-point shooting. The shooting 3-pointers on the offense and protecting the 3-point perimeter defense. So the 3-point area has really been hurting the Knicks this year right now so far, because we just not playing at the way we need to on both sides of the ball in that area. We got to get out there and stop these cats from shooting threes, and we got to find a way to get consistent shooting out threes. We definitely shouldn't be shooting 31%. I think our team is better than that. I think these cats got enough talent to be up above average in 3-point shooting. Like we want to hope that in the second quarter of the season that they can find a way to click and to start knocking them down. But other than that, I think the first quarter of the season went pretty well. I mean, I think I'll take 9-11 coming out the gate. We're not having a Quentin Grimes all year, all the first quarter of the season, excuse me, guys, not having Mitchell Robinson for almost 7-8 games, whatever, and not having Cam Reddish with the growing injury, things of that nature. We see Derrick Rose I might say he missed a couple of games. So I think that not to have a lot of them guys not really there with our defense on the 3-point line, our offense at the 3-point, and RJ Barrett struggling from an average standpoint, percentage standpoint, and still to wind up being 9-9, 9-11. I think you got to be kind of happy about that compared to what we could have been if none of this stuff worked out. We could have been worse. So the first 20 games, see the 9-11, when we have been playing good basketball. I think so far you gotta be happy with that, because I do think the Knicks will eventually. I think the Knicks will eventually catch on and start lightning the bottle. They start knocking them down, things of that nature. So I think that's one of the impressive things to me, is that the resiliency of the team. They're a pretty resilient team, man. They didn't get too high, get too low. They stayed resilient. They only lost 2 games in a row twice this year, and it was against some good teams. And we played Memphis good both times. We only lost to them by a couple of points each time we played them. First game of the year, we lost by 2 or 3, and we just lost by 4 last night. And we played competitive when we went on the West. Even though we lost to Steph Curry tonight, we lost by 10. We was competitive. Obviously, Cam Reddish went down with a groin and things of that nature. But it was a lot of games that we was in, man. It ain't like we getting blowed out of games. I might only see that one time this year where we got blowed out, if I can recall, and I had to check the score. But we've been competitive, man. So that's a good thing. It ain't like we slouching down there in New York right now. The first 20 games, we be in a lot of games. We just got to find a way to get a closer mentality, find a way to win at the end of the game, and I think we will. I think eventually we'll get it together. And I'm with Jalen Brunson, man. I love what this brother bring out. Like, I would listen to his press conference, and he knows. He's like, listen, man, he know what his team could be, and I'm happy that Jalen Brunson feel that way, because he know he can imagine if he would have knocked down a couple of game winners, the Knicks might be 500 now or even more. So they're right there. They just got to keep grinding, keep getting better, going to the gym every day. Do the things you need to do. Tom Thibodeau got to, do the things he need to do. Get in his bag and open up. He expanded his mind a little bit this year. He's playing more players, but I still think he's making some decisions that, that might be questionable every now and then. But I still don't think it's in the negative. I think Tom Thibodeau is more of a positive coach right now than a negative. He just a couple of things he needs to do, in certain times of the game that can make a difference and maybe be taking this player out, putting that player in, getting with the flow of the game. Like if the game got a good rhythm and the guys is balling, don't need to switch a lineup right now. Like if the Knicks is flowing, don't bring Julius Randle in because he's Julius Randle. Let him chill for a minute and let until you see the T that's on the floor wind up not getting it popping. Then you say, okay, now I can make that move. But I like when the lineups are going real well. I don't like to see him take these guys out because it's about the way you run your lineups. Sometimes you got to go with the flow of the game. It's Obi and Quickly and Grimes and Reddish and popping. Then you don't have to bring RJ and Randall at that point. Them a few things I want to see him get better at, or not say get better at. Just acknowledge it when it's there and go with it. You know what I mean? Go with the best players that's playing at that time of the game. Whoever got that rhythm and they balling, let them cats go and do it. You know what I mean? And don't just because it's these guys is worthy of getting that time, or they should get the time because that they big money players. Let them rest, man. Ain't gonna be one day to kill you. You don't let them play at a certain time of the game because the other guys I got it popping in there. And I think once Tom Thibodeau figure that out going into the next 20 games, I think we'd be a better team because last night just to say is like Hartenstein don't got it right now with his knee. He don't have it fully. Not saying he don't got it, but he's not playing his best basketball right now. So I do think that he might need to say, okay, you know what? Let Gerald Cousins rock out for a minute because he's healthy, he's energetic. He's going to play a little bit more defense than Hartenstein playing right now. So I do think it might be important for Tibb to see that point that just, you got to make sure these guys that, don't give them no favoritism just because they big money players. You know what I mean? If that game ain't got to pop and they ain't got to pop, what can you do? Let the other guys get in there and earn some minutes to make themselves better. And so when the other guys do got to popping, they already got that experience. So when they come in here, they keep it popping. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's just hope that Ted will do a little bit better on that from his coaching's perspective. That he can kind of make sure just go with the flow of the game. You know what I mean? Like even last night, though Cam Reddish was balling, remember Quentin Grimes shut him down in the first half. So and even though Cam Reddish was playing good on one end, I still think he should have brought Quentin Grimes back in the game to guard Cam Reddish. Here's why. First of all, he's quicker than Cam Reddish. He's a guard. Cam Reddish is more like a forward to me. So he is a guard, and he was giving them trouble staying in front of him. And John Morant started getting his money when he started getting past Cam Reddish because Cam Reddish is kind of 6'8", lengthy. He's not fast as John Morant compared to Quentin Grimes. He's quicker than so even things like that to me, whether it was just for a minute or two, I think he should have brought Quentin Grimes back in there to defend John Morant when he started getting loose. So things like that, I want to see Tibbs kind of get adjusted to in the second quarter of the season, and just make sure that go with the flow of the game. Other than that, I don't got no problem, with the way Tibbs coached his team this year. Like I said, not having Mitchell Robinson for a while, not having Grimes for a while, not having Karen Reddish for a while, not having Obi for a while. You still manage to find a way to keep the team close to 500. So that says a lot to me about a coach. Whereas you might not be coaching your best, the team might not be playing their best, but y'all found a way to stay together and keep it relevant. The Knicks is still relevant, no matter what we may think. It's still relevant now. That from what I seen last night, with the amount of bodies they got back, that's why we said Cam Reddish makes a difference when he playing basketball for the Knicks. His size, his length, his skill set. Quentin Grimes makes a difference. Mitchell Robinson makes a difference. You know what I mean? And so from that standpoint of the first 20 games, I'm going to give coaches. I'm going to give Coach Tibbs a C this year. I'm going to give him right now, from my perspective. I'm going to give Coach Tibbs a C. I think he can get. I know he can coach better than that from certain aspects of the game. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna give Coach a C to him and the coaching staff. I'm gonna give him a C this year. For the first 20 games. Let's see if that C can turn into a B or A in the next 20 games of the season. Because if it don't turn into a B or A to go the other way, then obviously what's going to happen. Speculation, the head's going to start flying. I'm not mad though. 9-11. If you look at a lot of teams in the conference, they all got the record of the next 9, 10 and 11. We got a couple other teams in front of us by half a game. So we not that bad off. If you look at the standards and you look at where people in association at for as schedule wise and where they at for as standard wise. And real quick, let me throw it up there for just to piggyback off what I'm saying, and I move on. if you look at the Knicks right now and you look at what they have through the first 20 games, they're 11th in the association. They 9-11. The Heat 10-11. The Nets 10-11. The Wizards 10-10. I mean, the Knicks literally is pretty much a couple of games from being up here. I just think the 2 games in a row that we lost, we could have been here or here. Who knows? But I think we just got to keep grinding. If you look at the stand, obviously the Celtics and the Bucks and the Cavaliers play a good ball, but we not far behind. I don't think the Pacers are going to stay there. I think they drop. I think Miami finally rise up. Whatever, the Nets rise up, Wizards probably fall down a little bit. So I think we're gonna be we right there for it, man. We just lost 2 games in a row. We 11th in the East. We're not bad at all compared to what type of things went on through the season and what type of injuries or what type of defense we wasn't playing good and the offense from the 3-point line wasn't popping. Like I said, RJ was kind of out of his bag for a while, and I think he'll turn that around. Great game by him last night. I loved his game last night. We get into all that stuff as well. So overall, through the first 20 games, tier to see. I'm gonna get the team for me just a B plus. I'm gonna give him a B plus. I give him a B because there's a couple of areas that I think we need to tighten up with the injuries and a 3-point shooting and a 3-point defense. You take them 2 away, wasn't too bad this year in the first 20 games of the season for the Knicks. I think they came out there and played pretty well, or trying to get acclimated with each other and things of that nature. So we'll see how it goes, man. You got to look at everything in totality, take all the variables and put it in there and everything like that, and we'll see how it goes. Let's see what we look at what our players did this year, man. What the players accomplished this year from the team and things of that nature. If you look at our player, we go with them numbers right quick, and we just see what they did as well as a group for the year. RJ Barrett, obviously 20 games. He played 20 games so far. They've been relatively healthy. RJ played 20 games, started 20 games. He averaged 34 minutes a game. He taken 16 field goals attempts, but he only making 6 of them. He had 40%. Obviously, now we know he got to get that number rolling up, get it better, get it higher. But overall, abysmal from the 3-point line, 26%. That's unacceptable. So hopefully, he shot better last night. So hopefully, he can have a couple of games, in a row, 4 or 5 games in a row. He probably get that back up over close to, league average. Sorry. And then, but you look at his field foul text attempted 5. He make it over 4. RJ shooting pretty good from the charity strike this year at 77%. He rebounded pretty well, 5.5 from the three position. Obviously, from that position, a lot of guys that he defending, they already out on the perimeter, so it's hard to get back there to get rebounds, especially when you got Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle there. So I'm happy with the 5.5 rebound just due to the fact that he's playing on the wing. 9 out of 10, the guy that he's playing, they already out there on the 3-point line, so it's hard to get rebound when your guy is out there. And once they launch the ball, you had to run back to the paint to get a rebound. But obviously, with our centers and Julius Randle there, I take the 5.5 rebound. That's not bad. 3.1 assists is not bad neither from the forward spot. That's pretty decent. He averaged 18 points a game. But I think the problem is the 40% field goal and the 3-point shooting at 26%. He get that up, he'll be all right. The man, ball man, Jalen Brunson right now, 20 games. He averaging 33 minutes a game, only 1 minute less than RJ Barrett. He averaging that. 7 field goals made and 15%. He's shooting 48% from the floor. That's pretty good for a point guard, man. Obviously, because he's not jacking up a lot of threes to get a lot of his buckets in the paint. And still, he shooting 32% from the 3-point area. Obviously, want to see him get that above league average. And that's definitely what's really holding Knicks back from being really a solid team is a 3-point shooting all across the board. Once he get his numbers up, hopefully up above league average, he'll be all right if that happens. But, he really shooting a charity strike 89, 90% basically. 6 assists. He rebounded pretty well from the point guard spot, almost getting close to 4 rebounds a game. That's pretty good for a man of his size and a man of his stature. So that's a salute to Jalen Brunson. Right now, he's 21.8. He's the best Knicks so far, hands down. To me, he is that dude for the Knicks this year. He get an A+ all day, every day for me. I just think that's the way he playing. Obviously, Julius Randle, 20 games. 20 starting games, 33 minutes a game. They all playing about the same minutes. And the reason why RJ was playing a little bit more because I noticed with the way Tibbs was doing the rotation when Cam Reddish was out, so he'll substitute RJ back in first before anybody that starting unit. And even though they still have been, he comes in first and he get a couple of extra minutes here and there. because of the wing position and who was out and who was injured. But other than that, Julius Randle, like I said, to keep going 46% from the floor, that's pretty decent. Shoot 33% from close. He's above other league average from there. Like I said, the whole Knicks team shooting under league average almost, basically. But other than that, he grabbing a rebound. He 8.7 rebounds, 3 assists. He having 20 a game. And Cam Reddish, obviously 17 games. He missed 3 due to that growing injury. He started 8 of them, 23 minutes a game. He 7 field goal, 0.4 attempts. He's making 3. He's shooting a good 46% from the floor. So the Cam Reddish for that. He's shooting 33% from downtown. His rebound numbers, I would like to see get up there. He's not rebounding like I think he can with his size. He only get 1.8. So we want to see him get that up at 1.1 assists. And I'll go over the other guys later on, man. But them guys are the ones that's them 4 stayed out to me. That's important to the Knicks. Is them guys right there. And let's see if these cats can come into the second half of the season and put up the number. But I do think we need to find a way to get that 3-point percentage up there. We need to get it up there, and we got to defend the ball at the 3-point area, like I said earlier. But, and all the other guys out there, Quickly been having a pretty good season. He still only shoots 30% from the floor. Guys like that we go over later on. So hold on, I gotta put that back up there. Just to get into the chat with the guy, because I want to leave the chat out because I know I'm trying to break the season down for you guys. And salute to the chat. That's where it's at. David, Checo, salute to you. D. Rob, Billy the Goat, Jeff Woods, Cruz, Jermaine, everybody. So far I'm pretty good. I'm not too disappointed with the way the season has started. I'm really not. I just want to make sure that we continue to get better in the second quarter of the season. Maybe get the numbers up to a higher and a better standard. And just to get with the chat, I know now that we got guys out there we hear rumors and things of that nature. And the Zach LaVine, I think the chat is talking about Zach LaVine and all them guys. So but we definitely gonna break all that down, man, and we're gonna talk about what these guys are doing. And do you think we need to move Julius Randle or move this guy, move that guy? We know Kemba Walker just got signed with the Dallas Mavericks. Salute to Kemba Walker for getting him a spot, man, in the NBA. I think he helped Dallas some way or the other, believe it or not. So, compared to what they don't have, I think Kemba Walker, no matter what happened with the Knicks, but he's a talented player, man. New York, whatever, all day, every day. You know what I mean? And I think he might be helping the Dallas Mavericks in some form of fashion from the point guard position, especially when they lost Jalen Brunson to us. You know what I mean? So Kemba Walker probably can come in there and help them in some way. So salute to Kemba Walker. But we happy with what we got. Jalen Brunson has definitely been a game changer for the New York Knicks in every fashion, on the court, off the court. And before I go further, let me bring my partner in crime in. Sha Powell's in the building. Sha, what's popping, brother?
Salute to you, Divine. Salute to the chat. Let's get it.
Yeah, real talk, man. Yeah, we just going over the first quarter of the season. Peaks and valleys, ups and downs. 9-11 after 20 games. I'm not too low on anything. I'm good. I'm good because I just know that it's a long season. We still got 60 games to go. But to be 9-11 after 20 games with all the variables that happen, whether it be injury, whether it be poor defense, whether it be bad 3-point shooting, to still be 9-11, you got to kind of really be happy about that shot, Powell. I think for the first 20 games, like I said, I was telling the guys in the chat and everybody else, I'm giving Coach Tibbs a C. I think he coached what he got. It's something we would have seen that he could have did better that he didn't do. But I also seen him do some good things that was positive this year that he didn't do years ago, like playing more players, letting the young guys get a little burn. But he's still a couple of adjustments that he needs to correct moving forward. But Shop Up, I think he has been good so far.
I mean, overall, out of 20 games, we're right there around 500. We snuck a game another game against this team that we just missed winning yesterday. You know what I mean? But overall, we still are sitting at 9-11 right now, and that's I mean, hypothetically, the way we talk about the team and stuff like that, we know that we're hoping, we're real hopeful for us to make the playoffs, which will make us a better team. So we're right where we should be. You know, we're not looking. I'm not saying that, you know, anything can happen. If we could make it to the playoffs, we can might make it to the second round. We maybe even can make it to a conference final. It is possible with this team. So right now, I just want us to be good. I just want us to become a good team. And you know, coaching, like you said, Tom Thibodeau, from the 20 games that we have, not having Mitchell Robinson, not having Quentin Grimes ready, you know, converting from 11-man rotation down to a 9-man rotation, back to maybe 11-man rotation yesterday. You know, implementing Cam Reddish from off the bench into the starting role. You know, finding out that Sims can play some really good basketball coming off the bench. I mean, what can you say, man? We you know, we killed the team. We killed Tibbs, and overall, this is not bad. You know, I mean, this is not so bad. You know, I mean, it could be better, of course, but to grade Tibbs right now, I would probably give him a C plus. I'll go one up on you a little bit. That's a plus. You know what I mean? I give him a plus because what he's implementing to the team is winning style of basketball. And people say and sit here and say that the Tibbs, you know, me as a fan, this is how I feel. I don't believe Tibbs has lost the team. Look how they played yesterday, man. We can score basketball, 120 something points. It hasn't been a team who just beat us up where we couldn't score at least 100 and something points. One or two teams, but overall we can score the basketball. Our biggest problem is what Tom Thibodeau is defense, and that's what we lacking right now is defense. I give Tom Thibodeau a C plus. You know what I mean? He needs to. I still hate some of his rotations. I ain't gonna lie, and I think some players should play over some certain plays in certain aspects of the game. But overall, I can give Tom Thibodeau a C plus because he's changed from last year.
Yeah, real great analogy, Shop. I can't agree with you more, man. And I do see worthy of that C plus because, like I said, you know, you got to take in consideration everything. You know what I mean? Like I said, coming out the gate, think about it. We started the season coming out the gate with no Quentin Grimes for a minute. You know what I mean? You can see what in chat and everybody, if you wherever you're streaming from, appreciate y'all coming in. Salute to the chat. That's what's that. Billy Goat, Canal, Will, everybody. Salute to you guys, David. But just make sure that when we start analyzing everything, even when we start critiquing what Tibbs do, you got to make sure that we critique everything within the realm of what's happening. Because listen, the Knicks came out the gate, no Quentin Grimes, who was one of them guys that they wasn't even going to put in a Donovan Mitchell trade. They wanted him so much to stay on the team. But we lose that important defense, the playmaking, the tenacity on defense. Think about we would have had that coming out the door. You know what I mean? And think about if Evan Fournier coming out the door didn't achieve what he was doing. Like, he wasn't really doing nothing. So you can't put that on Tibbs because Evan Fournier wasn't popping and Quentin Grimes was injured. And Cam Reddish was just trying to find his way as well. So, but for them to right the ship and don't get too sunk down, you know, to stay above floating, it's pretty all right to me. With Tibbs did a good job. Then you lose you think about this. This is a pretty much what could tell a tale of a tale. Look at that game last night with Mitchell Robinson. Can you imagine if Mitchell Robinson wouldn't have went down? Shop Howard, you know what I mean? Think about what Mitchell Robinson bring to the floor like he brought last night. If he wouldn't have got injured, and he could have played that on the board, we wouldn't be talking about the Harkenstein stuff right now. You know what I mean? But when we lost Mitch, we lost an identity on the defense, which allowed guys to start popping from all over the place because nobody was worried about running. They could run in there and not knowing Mitchell Robinson was there, and if they run in there, they can kick it back out and knock the 3-point shot down. See,
I-95.
Things like that, you got to also say, okay, Tibbs did lose this. He did lose Cam Reddish. He did lose Derrick Rose. Despite what people think about Derrick Rose, he might be old, blah, blah, blah. Derrick Rose still can play basketball. So I think that's important to put all them things in totality when we get and you just can't throw all the darts at Tibbs for things like that, but you can throw darts at him when he don't make the right rotation or when he takes it out too fast. Like I said earlier, if Cam Reddish and RJ Barrett and Quickly and Grimes, we got to pop it. You don't need to bring Randall and them back in right at that time. You know what I mean? Let them guys ball out until you see, okay, you know what? Their energy ran down because the team just scored 6 points on them in a row. Then you bring Randall and them back in. But I think that's the only problem I had with some of the things that Tibbs did this year. Last night, like I said, like right now we know Harkenstein, he's a good player, but he's injured. He's playing with not injured, but he's playing not healthy. So I think you need to say let Jericho Sims, who was playing good for us on that road trip, doubles. You need to throw him in there. So that's the gripe I might have with Tibbs. Is them things, not coaching. It's just that his time and his execution when it comes to the rotation players and when to let the game keep going. You know how sometimes Clyde might say, yo, why take him out? The cat is hot. You know what I mean? And that's where I might think hopefully Tibbs can right that wrong in the second half of the season and start really saying that my team got it going, let them stay in there. You know what I mean? But overall, like you said, I'm with that C+ shot power. I have no problem with it. It ain't only on Tibbs. The players got to perform as well. Tibbs don't guard the perimeter. Tibbs don't shoot on the perimeter.
Right.
The Knicks is 30th in perimeter defense, 30 in the perimeter. They 30th in 3-point offense, and 29th in perimeter defense at the 3-point area. So our guys got to also make sure they get out there and play defense. And Randall and RJ. I think what I watched last night, Shot Power, is like the way Cam Reddish and Quentin Grimes play defense. Randall and RJ need to get out there and do that. You know what I mean? And that's what my biggest thing is that Randall need to step up that defense game. RJ need to step up the defense game. And I think we'd be a better defense team because the other cats got it locked down for sure.
Yeah, it's just simple things, man, that they're just missing. And it's more so on the defense. We can score 120 points a night. I don't see the team having a problem scoring about 100 points a night. The big problem is stopping the other team from scoring 121 points to beat us. And I mean, like last night, we could have won that game last night, but we couldn't get stops. Mm-hmm. And evidently that's what's been hurting us in the games that we lost. We couldn't get stops. And I mean, I've seen us 135 points, 122 points, 100, big numbers. Not no 101, 102, 111, 114, big numbers the Knicks are scoring. And they're competing with teams that can score. But a lot of the teams that we're playing now are superseding what their average is for the year. Last night, if I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong. I didn't do no homework today, but I think Memphis is 107 points a night. Last night they scored 127 points. That's unacceptable. They're averaging, if I'm not mistaken, about 107 points. I think our average now is around 113, 114 points. I think if we keep teams more towards their average, we beat teams, and that's the bottom line. Our defense right now is good in certain rotations. The defense looks good. We come back from big leads. We come back great with certain players on the court. So we just have to figure out how to put those certain players in certain situations where we're up instead of playing from behind. That's pretty much it. The defense is what's killing us right now.
Yeah, real talk. If you guys real quick, let's look at that real quick just to make sure we covered everything. If you look at the overall stats for the team after 20 games, our field goal percentage 41, field goals maybe 13th in the league. Field goal attempts, we are fifth in the NBA in attempted field goals. I think that got a lot to do with Jalen Brunson and them as well. Field goal percentage. But look where we at in the field goal percentage in the league. We 25th. Even though we score, we still 25th in the league in field goal percentage. 3 points made, we 22nd. We had the bottom of the league, right? We had the bottom of the league when it comes to shooting threes. But the attempts is 10th. We up there as far as shooting them. We just not making them. You know what I mean? You look at the 31.6. We last in the association in 3-point percentage. So we attempted enough. We're not making enough, and that's showing our percentage. But then look at the foul tech. We foul techs made. We fourth in the association. 20 foul made attempts. We sixth at 25, and at the percentage, we 80, 10th in association. That's what, like I've been saying on the last couple of streams, that's what keeping the Knicks where we at now is our charity stripe shooting. Because that last year we shot 61%, 67% last year from the charity stripe. We shooting 80 this year. That's the reason why I was saying last year we would have shot 80 last year. We would have been top six. Top six. We lost 12 games just by charity stripe shooting last year, and our record and our percentage last year was like 60-something% as a team. So offense, we rebounding the ball. I like what we had rebounding. Offense rebounding, we number 5. Defense rebounding, we number 9, and rebounding period, we number 5th in the association. That's good. But that's without Mitchell Robinson playing. You know what I mean? For a while, and Cam Reddish playing for a while, even though Cam is not getting a lot of rebound, but then Mitchell Robinson alone being out them games probably could have made that even higher. Assists, we 20. We got to pass the ball, distribute them more. I contribute that to RJ Randall. Brunson is killing it from an assist standpoint, but Randall need to get back to what Randall used to do, 5 or 6 assists per game. RJ need to get up to 4 or 5 a game. Them cats is capable of doing that. Steal, we 18th. That's not bad. Blocks, we 15th. Turnovers, we 7th. Great job by the Knicks from a turnover perspective. We 7th in the association for less turnovers. We the 7th. That's pretty good. But personal foul, we fouling too much. We 28th in the league. Fouling. We need to get that together. And we 9th in points. Think about it. Look at that, God. This is important. The New York Knicks in the association is the 9th highest scoring team in the association. So, like Shy Power said, it definitely is not the offense that's bothering the Knicks. It's the defense. We got to deep cats up, man, and that's what it come down to. And that's where we at with that, man. The Knicks are playing good, playing really good. The offense is not the problem, and I say that every stream. Imagine when RJ get popping, you're going to see them in 123 game like you seen last night. Our offense is 9th in association, and RJ haven't even been popping. What'd that tell you? So it's just that we go back to the abysmal numbers on the defense, and that's where it's rearing its ugly head. Is that right there? So we got to get locked in on that side of the court after these next 20 games going into the second quarter of the season, and really clamp down on the defense, man. Defense win championships, guys. Anybody can score a basketball. Can you stop a cat from scoring? And that's what we lost. That's why we 9-11 right now. John Morant, our score wasn't the reason why we lost last night. We lost on the defense side.
Yep.
So 127 to 123, and but I think with Cam Reddish coming back will make a difference going forward. Quentin Grimes going forward. We just got to get our main horses, because you think about it, our 3 highest paid players is the ones struggling on the defense the most. Randall, RJ Barrett, and Jalen Brunson from a defense side of the ball. Them the ones that suffer the most on the defense. Cam Reddish and them they ain't suffering there. They always in the plus. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to salute to the chat, man, where it's at. Salute to everybody, man. Knicksville Talk, Divine, Shy Power, for Knicks season review. We just breaking down everything that happened in the first 20 games of the season. Knicks 9-11. Gave away some games, could have won a couple of games that they shouldn't have gave away. So that's why I'm not too mad, because I know we just got to tighten up the defense. If the New York Knicks tighten up their defense, we a playoff team. It ain't about nothing else with that. They just got to tighten their defense up and hold Caps from scoring on us, because we got enough ammunition to score. Jalen Brunson can get his. Randall can get it when he on. RJ, when he on, he can get it. We know Cam Reddish, what he's bringing to the table, can get it. But we do need another. We only got 3 double-digit scores right now on the Knicks. Our big 3. Nobody else on the Knicks team is scoring over 10 points a game except for Randall, Barrett, and Brunson. We need Cam Reddish to finally get over that 10-point plethora, and maybe Cam Reddish. If Cam Reddish give us 12 to 15 in the second quarter of the season, then they'd be pretty legit. And
Grimes as well. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Divine. Grimes as well.
Yeah. Go ahead. I agree with you, man. Grimes and Cam Reddish, them cats can give us some, because Quickly's starting to get it. He's starting to give us some points. He's at least 2 points below his season average. The first 2 years of the league was 11 points a game. He's like at 9 point something now. So I think that but the last couple of games he's been balling though. So let's hope that go up. And we just need them 3 guys really. If them gonna be the 3 guys, because obviously we missing Fournier's 13 points a game this year. You know what I mean, Shop Power?
Yeah.
So that's why Cam Reddish or Grind, they got to replace Evan Fournier's numbers. So but give us a stellar defense. So I think them guys are gonna be in line to do that. That's why I'm not too concerned about this team whatsoever. I think we got enough ammo, but it's all about the defense, Shop Powers.
Yeah, there's no question about that. It's I'm 100% with you with the defense, Divine, because we have guys that at any given night can really go off. And I believe going forward, Especially with our big three. RJ had a good game yesterday, especially with our big three. We need to add on to our big three. We need to have at least three more players and team numbers, 15, 17, 19. I mean, we need about six. We need six, our three main guys plus three other guys every night to in order for us to to push the. It's not the offense though. But to put it bluntly, that's how 5, 6 players will and can increase our scoring because our defense is not great right now. And I just what do you think about this, Divine? Do you think next game is Cam Reddish starting or is Quentin Grimes starting?
That's a good question because I you know what I kind of want to say Cam Reddish because he left him in there last night because he was playing. Remember, Grind playmaking is pretty phenomenal right now, but he ain't at 3-point shot consistent. But Cam Reddish, he just bring a different element to the game. I'm gonna tell you guys, y'all might smack me in the head for this mentally, but I'm almost to the point where listen, man, if you got to move, Julius Randle, let Cam Reddish play the 4 in New York, I'm good. I'm serious. I'm good. So I just hate to throw that out there. But hey, Billy Goat, Billy Goat, quickly got a knee injury. He probable for tomorrow against Detroit. Quickly is hit. He got a knee soreness. I think he hurt in the game last night. They got him questionable, whatever the case may be. So he is a little banged up from last night. But they don't have him out. They got him questionable tomorrow. But yeah, man, for the first 20 games, I'm not mad at the Knicks, man. I'm really not compared to with everything that's going on, and just to say, Cam coming off an injury, like P. Knight said, Cam coming off an injury, Quentin Grimes coming off an injury, Mitchell Robinson coming off an injury. I mean, these guys and Derrick Rose coming off an injury. So it's like, okay, let's see what pops in the second quarter of the season. Now we got a chance to say, we fully healthy right now. Other than Emmanuel quickly. Every Nick is there. Every Nick is there. You know what I mean? So, but so we got to see what happens between now and February the 9th when the trading deadline comes because you best believe the Knicks going to trade somebody. Evan Fournier, is no way I can see him being on the Knicks the whole season. That just don't even make no sense. So I think we got to just try to, for the next 20 games, try to ride the ship and stay the course and keep, I think this team coming back. It's going to be an interesting shot. However, I guess what I'm trying to say is not to just go all over the place. But what I'm trying to say, the next 5 games, with a help with Grimes and Cam Reddish back, and Mitchell Robinson play the way he played last night. Let's see what the Knicks do. Let's see what they do. Because if they still got a chance to come off the homestand 4-3 or whatever, it won't be a total loss. Because that game last night, we that close with no cigar. But I like the way we played. We just got to get the defense popping. But I think we should be fine though.
I'm right with you there too, Divine, and I also believe I like Grimes. I like the way he positions himself to play defense. He pushes a player to a side where Mitchell Robinson is. Perfect way to set your defense. He pushes him towards Mitchell Robinson, so this way, whosoever that guy is has a problem, making the pass or making the dribble or committing to go into the hole and stuff like that. I like his defense, but I do also think that Cam Reddish should start again, with him out on the floor to give him some more time to get on the floor. And I kind of think that Grimes can fit a little better into the second unit. And I also think that, it might be a time to make, to see what they're going to do with D Rose. And I mean, he did play okay yesterday. He played a little bit yesterday. He didn't play long. But you may have to start seeing IQ Quentin Grimes in that third unit, you know what I mean? And and maybe Tibbs will do something and go back to a 9-man rotation. And I also think, as a defensive, I think for right now, until our heart get a little better, I think Sims should come off that bench. I think he should be the second man behind Mitchell Robinson. They play similar styles of games. I think that's where we need to be at. And, going forward, I mean, right now, if you would have asked me 20 games in before the season started, would we be close to a 500 team? And I thought we would be somewhere close to a 500 team. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, I believe we're going to be at least 5 games better than we were last year. We won 37 games. I think our low end of the scale would be about 42 games winning this year. But the high end of the scale, the way I seen Jalen Brunson, and man, he just missed those shots last night. But I see Jalen Brunson leading this team to closer to a 47 win team this year. You know what I mean? So if we fall anywhere between that 42 and 47, I'm happy this year. Play good basketball. That's what I think, man. I think we're on the cusp. We just need to, now that we got the guys back healthy, let's see where Tom Thibodeau is going to fix these guys into the rotation so we can win some games.
Yeah, real talk. You know, hey, for me, Shot Powers is this simple. The Knicks put themselves in a good position. Because here's why. Going to the trading deadline. Let's say if iHeart don't pan out, you can move them. You know what I mean? So if we know that Fournier be up out of there. If you don't think iHeart, if iHeart is don't produce the way we think Jericho Sims can, then you move iHeart. And he got a certainly contract, 8 years, 2 years, 16 million. That ain't hard to move. Not in today's NBA. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's out of the realm. Hopefully his knee get better. He come back and start popping. But if he don't, you can move that contract. That's not a bad contract at a December 15th. I'm not too much concerned about him. But and for the Zach LaVine thing, with a lot of people talking about for the Knicks, here's the problem I have with the Zach LaVine thing. It's not so much who he is, it's what he got. I'm gonna tell you what he got. He got a supermax contract for 5 years for $240-something million. He got a bum knee and he only shooting 40% from the floor right now. I don't know with that knee situation. Am I gonna willing to bring Zach LaVine to New York with that knee, which has been a problem, for $200-something million on the book, and the shit don't pan out? It might be a problem. Other than his skills, I take Zach LaVine over a lot of people. I'm just concerned if he come here and that knee wound up being an issue, we're gonna want to fire Leon Rose. We're gonna want to fire everybody, Shot Powers, because that knee don't look like it's holding up. It just don't. And he had that knee problem at from day one. That's my only trepidation with him. Not a skill set, not what he can do for the Knicks. Are you willing to? He just signed a super max for $230-something million, and his knee is backing up all year long, and he only shooting 40% from the floor. It's hard to justify that. Bringing that contract in here. Let me ask y'all a question. If his knee acting up now, what you think going to happen 3 or 4 or 5 years from now? You know what I mean, Shot Powers? So what's going to happen? What's going to happen next year with Zach LaVine with the knee? What's going to happen a year after that with the knee? That might turn into an Antonio McDyess contract. That's the only reason for the chat and everybody. I wouldn't bring LaVine in here. I'm just scared of the injury. That's it. If it wasn't for the injury, you bring Zach LaVine in here today. But I know if his knee bother him now, his knee gonna bother him later. That's just the way it goes, And when you look at it from a business standpoint, whether you agree or disagree, and that's on you, Because when I look at basketball, I look at it not only from the skill set, from a business standpoint. Not only it ain't only about how good does it make sense for the Knicks financially moving forward, 10 years, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Are we gonna be willing to get stuck with that contract for the next 4 years? If his knee acting up like that, he playing 50 to 60 games. I don't know. That's interesting, man. So it ain't about that. I'm a big Zach LaVine dude. You know what I mean? No, let's not get it twisted. You know me, Shop. I like the Cats game. He's one of the best scorers in the league. But that knee concerns me. That's all it is. If it weren't for the knee, what it is, a Will Crew, I know you've been noticing with the laugh out loud thing, man. If you want to throw some little shots at the crew, that's fine. But I don't think it's a laugh out loud thing. I think it's a facts thing. You know what I mean? Whether you agree or disagree, ain't nothing to laugh about. You bring my man in here for $237 million, and that knee go out, and now we stuck with him sitting on a bench and can't trade him. You know what I mean? We've been through that already. We've been through that with all these guys. I don't think that's the time. Now you can go get another guy who can give you Dak Levine numbers, who might not be injury prone like him, who might not have that issue, and you might get the same production out of him. You might need to go somewhere else and get a guy who might could do what he do, but that don't got the contract that he got and don't got the health risk. Because we complain about these guys now. We got like Quentin Grimes not playing. Mitchell Robinson not playing. So what happens when Zach LaVine come here playing? He making $38, $39 million. What we gonna say then? So we got to take that all into consideration, man. It ain't that the cat ain't talented, but I don't think with his franchise is at Child Power moving forward, I wouldn't personally take that risk, knowing that in the playoff he might not have him. He might can't play for us in the playoffs.
Yeah, Levine, I'm on the fence with Levine. If we're gonna go get someone with that amount of money that we have to pay, I would probably look somewhere else. You know what I mean? Maybe I think SGA is somewhere close up in that price range or something like that, or depending on who. I mean, if we're talking about numbers, you know what I mean? It's a couple of guys out there that's making that big amount of money, but I don't know if I would look for Levine. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Levine now, don't get, like you said, Divine, he has his knee, and he's been constant with that knee injury. But overall, he's a all-star. There's no question about his game and his production when he's on the court and he's healthy. You know what I mean? I think we can do a little better if we go a little cheaper or get someone to fill in a role that we're missing. You know what I mean? It all depends. I mean, to put him in as a shooting guard, with Brunson and him as a shooting guard and RJ on the three, that'd be a wicked good team. You know what I mean? But then again, like you said, the knee issue is an issue with the knee. So if I was looking for someone, and it's all about fit too. He's another guy that needs the ball in the first unit. And right now we're having not trouble, but a little problem with Randall, Brunson, and RJ. Needing the ball a lot. Those guys shoot a lot of shots per night. You know what I mean? So. It's got to be fit. You know what I mean? I like Zach LaVine. Would I bring him in here? I was on the fence with Mitchell. You know what I mean? I didn't know if we really wanted Mitchell. To tell you the honest truth, I was ready to see what IQ could have done for us as the starting point guard this year. You know what I mean? I wasn't opposed to that. But it's right now with Jalen Brunson, and now it's about fit. We need a big. I wish we could have got DeAndre Murray. Oh, that would have been perfect. But coulda, shoulda, woulda. You know what I mean? Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah, real talk. Listen, and my man Will, I apologize, brother, not trying to go at you like that. You Knicks family, man. So that's pardon me for that, Will. You know how we do, man. Real talk. But I just think the only problem with that is his knee. That's just it. It's just the knee. It ain't. I take Zach LaVine over anybody. Damn that. Well, I ain't gonna say that because the way Jalen Brunson playing, I don't know if I take him over Jalen Brunson right now. That brother, he giving it to us in a lot of fashions, he it's just a neat thing for me, man. So that and if it happened, he a Tibbs guy like Pud Nice said. The cat came up with Tibbs. He still got love, even though Tibbs traded him to Chicago for Jimmy Butler and them, but he still respect Tibbs for what he do. I'm hoping Zach LaVine knee healed and get good. He played the rest of his whole contract. I don't want the man not to be successful. But I'm scared from the Knicks and stuff after we went through all these. We've been through this so many times. You know what I mean? Even when we signed Melo, we gave Melo $125 million. What happened? He was out for a whole year, injury. I'm just scared that our franchise right now is so much in a good place, which is part of this thing. Is like we got all these draft picks. Our cap space is real well. We strap Jalen Brunson contract actually decreases every year. Ain't that amazing? This cat playing like he's 30 minutes and it decreases. I think they structured the contracts with the team so good. Nobody's got overblown contracts. We got draft capital. We got guys who got aspiring contracts. So I don't want to say, go out and get a guy who's going to hamper that. Now, if it don't go right, we can't find a way to get out of it. Cat might be different. Cat is not injured. His knee is not an issue like like LaVine, and he can give you things that LaVine can't give you on the defense. After 2 blocks a game. He could assist the ball. He could shoot the three. He's shooting the 3 ball better than LaVine this year. So even though Cat we might got that soft stigma, but he got his $200-something million too. He can't be that damn soft. They gave him $200-something million. You know what I mean? So But yeah, he might can make a difference than more than Levine to me. Like if you say you got Randall, Harkenstein, Derrick Rose, and 3 picks for Cat or whatever, first rounders, I think he'd have more impact on the Knicks with him and Mitchell Robinson at the 4 and the 5, Cam Reddish, RJ, and Brunson than Levine, because Levine is whoever you're gonna trade for, who you're gonna put in a certain spot. I don't know if it works out well for us. We still gotta score, but he that's about all he do to me. So we had to see, man. It'd be interesting to see how it goes, man. But whatever the Knicks do, I'm definitely I support whatever they do, man. They've been doing so good so far to me. Much as they get a lot of flack from the fan base. The Knicks got 20 something first round picks in the next 7 years. They got a couple of aspiring contracts coming up where they're gonna have roughly they can really get that up to 50 million if they wanted to, if they choose to. So I think they're in a good space, Shop Howard. I think overall you can't be at the infrastructure is not a problem with the Knicks. I like what they're doing. I like what they got. I like the moves they made. I think RJ will be fine. I think the only one you got to move is the one that. And the reason why you move Evan Fournier and all the contracts you signed last year, Shop Powers, they gone. Kemba Walker, Alex Burks, Nerlens Noel. Now if you move D Rose and Fournier, all them contracts you gave out last year, you don't have none of them no more. And that's it. Now you can go ahead and wheel and deal and do what you got to do.
Yeah, it's no question. I mean, yeah, I'm 100% with you, Devon. I'm willing to, this year is the year to find out who is the how can I say who's the keepers and who's the movers. You know what I mean? This is the year to figure that out. If are we going to try to go towards Obi Toppin or Julius Randle? Are we going to recycle D Rose and take that big contract that he got and give him a smaller contract to come back with to pay maybe Cam Reddish or IQ, or we got some guys that are looking for some contracts next year, and that we need to be smart about what we do and how we move these players. You know what I mean? Right now, I think they may. I mean, I got to think that they have to move Fournier by the trade deadline. If they don't do any other move, I think Fournier is probably the move that's going to be made this coming trade at the trade deadline. I do not think that Fournier can sit on that bench with that big contract this whole year without being traded. So let's see what happens with that. Aside from everybody else, there's some speculations about IQ and all that stuff. And the reason why their names will be coming up in trade talks and stuff like that, because they're supposed to be offered contracts next year. And do you think IQ will stay here in New York if he gets a 3-year, $30 million contract, or if he goes to let's say Houston, and they offer him 5 years, $15 million. Is he going to stay here with us with $8 or $10 million, or he's going to go there for $15 million? Big things that's the reason why I believe, as a Knicks fan, that's why a lot of these names are being thrown out there, because these contracts are coming up and they're coming up hot. And I mean, by the end of this year, we got to make some decisions and we got to make some moves. So let's see what the New York Knicks can do. Right now, I'm just hoping that this team can make it to the All-Star break and be right around 500. You know what I mean? And we start to gel as we're going into the All-Star break, because when we come out of that All-Star break after the trade deadline and all that stuff, we really got to get going. You know what I mean? And I believe I believe we can come. This 2-game loss is a learning experience for these guys, and I know it left a bad taste in their mouth, because both times that they played this team, they could have won the game. You know what I mean? And let's see if that if that brings some emphasis on the defense, because we could score the basketball. We have to stop people from scoring the basketball against us and grab some rebounds. I keep saying that, man. Offensive rebound against certain teams is just what we need. Defensive rebounds as well, but offensive rebounds to either give us a second chance or take away their second chance. You know what I mean? Take away, hurt him a little bit. If we grab a offensive rebound and put it back, that hurts the team a little bit. You know what I mean? We scoring in the basket. Big up to Julius Randle. Big up to Mitchell Robinson yesterday for having a pretty decent game against a big time center. You know, last time he played them, he was in foul trouble the whole game. This time he played the whole 4 quarters, and kudos to him. And he looked good. Jalen Brunson's starting to look for him too, just FYI. But, going forward, let's see if we can just keep continuing to push the offense. But we got to bring our defense into fold, or all these games are going to start looking like this.
Yeah, real talk. The reason why I left, Cruz, the reason why I left your chat up there for so long, for Miles Turner, I don't have a problem with you. Will have to give up at least Harkenstein and who would they want that, because he got $18 million on his books, Will. I don't have a problem with it. If you bring Miles Turner here, backing up Mitchell Robinson or whatever the case may be, or who will we send out for him? Other than I know you're gonna have to send Harkenstein $8 million out. I think the problem with that means Jericho Sims still going to be stuck in his situation, but I wouldn't have a problem with it because that cat, he can play some defense. He's going to get you some block shots, and every now and then when he's good on a 3-ball shot, he can knock it down. But yeah, that's an interesting, Will. That's why I left it up there. So it's a low risk, high reward. He got expiring $18 million, so I don't got a problem with that. You know what I mean? For sure. I really think that'd be a good move to bolster our defense. And the Reggie Bullock thing, I think that might happen. You're going to have to give Fournier, and we're going to have to take back Reggie Bullock and somebody else, because then you're talking about $18 million as opposed to $10 million or something of that nature.
Yeah, I'm not to cut you off, Divine. Ever since you said that last night, man, I've been thinking about that all day, man. Like, I've been running around all day. That trade would be excellent to get Bullock and the Prince back over here to bring him back to New York, man. That would be perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think it's a win-win. You know what I mean? Reggie Bullock could D with the best. He got a good 3-point shot. Like I said, when you need somebody in crunch time to lock down somebody, put Reggie Bullock, Frank, Grimes, Reddish. Shit, you ain't scoring. And Mitchell Robinson, you ain't scoring on them cats. Them cats are ball hoggy on the perimeter, and Mitchell Robinson got the middle. So yeah, that would be interesting to see. I don't have a problem with that. Salute to my man. First and foremost, let me salute to my man, Professor. Salute to Professor Elton Lee. Was good. Was popping Elton Lee. Salute to the rest of the chat, man. Y'all got to pop it up in there. Y'all keep bringing it, man. Real talk. Y'all got it going on, man. It's Knicks Real Talk. It's Divine Shot Power. Knicks first quarter of the season review. We just kind of going over it. We went over what was going on in the first half of the season. We give tips, a good grade. And what I want to do, I know that the trade talk is so fire right now, so I didn't want to take it away from that too much. But yeah, it's a lot of scenarios that Knicks can go, and I think they will go somewhere. I don't know where they're going, but they're going to go. Knicks will make some moves to prove this team, because I think we right on a fringe, Shot Power. We right there, man. And I think once this team get healthy like they are now, with Cam Reddish come back, let's see what the Knicks do in the next 5 games. Now we can say, okay, you know what? Everybody's here. Everybody's here. Maybe quickly might sit out a game or two. I hope not. But let's see what the Knicks do in the next 5 or 10 games, man. Now we got everybody back. There's nobody on the injury report right now except for quickly questionable day-to-day, questionable for tomorrow. So, we can't say that it's because of injuries now. Everybody's here. Let's see how this team, because I think to play the Memphis Grizzlies the way we played them last night, knowing that team was a game away from the Western Conference Finals, you know what I mean? But Dallas got to them, though. Jalen Brunson got to them. You know what I mean? Whatever. Or Golden State got to them. I'm sorry. Then Dallas wound up playing them. But if it's true, man, here's why. Much as I would hate that, but here's why I can see why they would do that. Mitchell Robinson just got $60 million to Evan Turner, Miles Turner on expiring $18 million. And if the Knicks feel like Mitchell Robinson might stay injury prone going through the next couple of seasons, just like I said about Jack Levine, then you might say, we got Miles Turner for 1 year, expiring $18 million. We then after that, you got Mitchell Robinson $60 million off the book if they decide to do that. So I can understand why that rumor would be out there. I really do. I can understand that for real. I agree with you. And I haven't heard none, but I wouldn't put like me. I wouldn't put it past me if something like that would happen from a financial perspective. But I think Mitch is forcer, man. I hope that's not true. I love my man Mitchell Robinson. That's my man. So we'll see how it goes. But you know what, man? Through the first 20 games, Shot Powers, let's do this here. I want everybody to, when I put this player up, y'all guys tell me what y'all think and give me y'all thoughts. And Shot Powers, give me your thoughts when I put every player up, and give me your thoughts on these guys for the season and what you think, man. That took place. Let's go with quick Cam Reddish. Give me what you think in your grade on Cam Reddish.
For me, Cam Reddish is a B, a solid B. You know, he needs to improve his shooting from the from the 3-point land, but his defense, and he can get rebounds. He doesn't do it often, but I give him a solid B.
Okay. I'm pretty much with you. I give him a B as well because he came into the season. Even the first game of the season, he dropped 22. Then it kind of got isolated a little bit. But he came on, man. I think he's been one of the most, him and Jalen Brunson, to me, the most valuable Knicks of them all right now. If you ask me, if I were to take all of them, everything into totality, I think Cam Reddish and Jalen Brunson is the most important Knicks that's playing right now, the way they playing. So for me, I'm gonna go with a B. I'm gonna go with you, a B for Cam. I think he made the difference in the Knicks when they put him in that lineup, defense wise, skill set wise. So I'm with you on that, Shot Powers. I'm gonna go a D on Cam Reddish. I'm a B on Cam Reddish. I think he's worthy of that, man. Cash Out got a B plus. Salute my man, Quality Jumper. Cash Out got a B plus, at least C plus. Quality Jumper got B minus. So I'm gonna throw everybody chat up there, man. I appreciate y'all giving me y'all input on him, and let's see what y'all think about this cat, OBC. So for everybody around the B, everybody, Obi Toppin, everybody. For me, Shot Powers, I'm gonna go C with Obi Toppin because he started off shooting the 3-ball well. He was energizing the team on the 3-ball, but the 3-ball fell off. But I noticed now down that the 3-ball not falling. He's not really in his bag with all the other stuff. Running the court. He missed a couple of dunks here, and his defense has still got to get better. So I'm gonna say C plus because Obi did have a good start of the season, man. He was killing it from the 3-point line. So I'm gonna say C plus for Obi Toppin, Shot Power. I think he still got some defense to work on, and right now he in a mini slump and that happens. So I'm not concerned about that. So I'm gonna go C plus for Obi Toppin.
Obi Toppin for me, like you said, he started off kind of hot. He's lacking a little bit from his 3-point shot in the recent game. His defense has improved, but he still needs a little bit more work with his defense. I'm going to go a C for Obi Toppin. I think he could get better. I think he could work at it. It's just certain things. He still gets that up fake. Somebody give him a little up fake and he flies through the roof and the guy goes by him or shoots a 3 after he flies by him. He has to learn how to stay on the ground for those moves. And with him driving to the hole, he can elevate up. So he should be able to get more blocks, I believe. Like you used to say, Devon, he flies so high, he should at least get 1.2 blocks a game or something. He should at least get a block or 2 a game, man. So I'm going to give him a solid C. I think he's still coming back from a little ailment. I hope for him to get out there and be a little bit more aggressive. Need to see him make some more moves going to the hole and develop a short jump shot from the foul line down.
Okay, yeah, real talk. Yo, salute to the chat, man. That's where it's at. Salute to Eric Scott. Eric, thank you for coming in. Lynn, good to see you. Paris Duggan, my brother, salute to you as well. L. Lee, everybody, man, salute to the chat. Make sure y'all run them up with a thumbs up. It's a Knicks Real Talk first quarter the season review, man. We just going over the Knicks first 20 games of the season, 9-11. Good basketball peaks and valleys, but we breaking all that down. Small sample size for Miles McBride. I'm gonna give Miles McBride. I'm gonna give him a B. I'm gonna give him a B for staying ready, knowing that he probably burned his seat. He just want to get in there so bad. I know how I feel to not be able to get in there and get to play. He probably feeling like I want to play, but he's taking it as a professional. When he come in the game, you see him playing good defense, trying to stop the other player, and when the shot falls, it's a good thing too. But I'm going to give him a B just because of his character, who he is, and knowing that he came in the season wanting to play, but because how deep our team is, he really not getting a chance to play a lot. I mean, really, literally, you can't even get in the rhythm with the amount of minutes he played. So just from a character standpoint and just being a professional and going about the game the right way and waiting for your turn to come, I'm gonna give him a B, man, because I think with the defense, he does make a difference, and then when he comes in on the defense side, Shot Powers.
Yeah, Deuce McBride. Limited time that we see them in on the court, he has played great defense. Hasn't gotten in the rhythm of shooting a consistent shot yet, but he will knock down a short jump shot. He's good at in between the foul line and the top of the key. You know what I mean? So he can knock down those shots. Haven't seen him that much. So what I have seen from him, I'm going to give him a C as well. I'm going to give him a C because I don't see him as much as I want to, and I believe that his ranking from me as a fan will go up if I see him a little bit more on the court. He has great defense, great hands, knows how to get into passing lanes, and very aggressive. 93 feet, he could guard you and be effective with it.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, everybody in chat on great input. I appreciate y'all. A lot of people got C plus. A lot got B. A couple of people got B. Billy Go got B. I got B. A lot of you guys got C and C plus, which is understandable. I think I'm just giving them a pass because of not, just being a professional, man, staying on, not getting too down on yourself. But when Tips call your number, you go in and get it popping. I believe we can't do nothing to Kevin, Trevor Neals, because he haven't played. Derrick Rose, ladies and gentlemen. D Rose. I'm gonna just go with a C. I'm gonna go with a C for D Rose because obviously the injury takes into consideration. His numbers is not like they were, last year. So it's early, but for the first quarter season, I'm giving D Rose a C. I'm gonna go with a C, Shot Pie. I just think that he hurt his toe. He's important to the Knicks, but I haven't seen the full impact of a Derrick Rose yet. So I'm gonna go with a C.
I'm also for Derrick Rose is gonna go C as well. Him on the court, he still has those bursts going to the hole. He still knows how to speed himself up when he makes the move, going to to the basket, left side or right side. His 3-point shot has fell off a little bit, but I think that's also from not playing and also not having consistent minutes. Overall, I would give Derrick Rose a C because, with also what you said about him having that turf toe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lynn, you probably pretty much right on point with your analogy. He gets an incomplete, so I'm good with that. I really am. She got McBride gets an incomplete, just haven't seen enough. That's facts. I could accept that for sure. I'm about there to C for Derrick Rose. He got the C. A lot of people give him a C plus. Love D Rose C. D Rose. Parrish Duggar got him at a D. He's not trying to be a killer. Okay, I got you, Parrish, on that one. That makes sense. Keith Turner said D Rose gets an F. He's always hurt. He came straight out. Yeah, and people put that out there now. He gets always hurt. Breaks a nail. He's injured. I'm tired of him. All right, Keith. I feel you, Keith. That's what Keith said. He got him as an F. Eric Scott said D Rose C. I'm about with you, Eric, on that one, man. Real talk. Quality jumper got Pudden said he got to get traded. Quality jumper got C plus. I'm IQ C plus. For moving on to the we move on to IQ. IQ, man. Let me marinate and contemplate on that one. He started off the season pretty much abysmal. The season, first 10 games, whatever. He's been picking it up lately. The last 3 games, he's been killing it. His defense has pretty much been there all year. He's one of the few Knicks that have been playing defense all year. Everybody else been subpar. Him and Cam Reddish about the only defenders we had all year. So because of his defense, he's starting to come around now. I'm gonna give him a C plus. I'm gonna give him a C plus. I'll give Manny quickly a C plus because I think he's only a couple of games away from getting that B mode. But right now, I'm gonna give him a C plus shot. I think he's been playing good, pretty decent. So if somebody give him a high grade, I'm not even mad at him. But I love what he's bringing to the floor. His rebounding, his assists, his scoring. Even when he's not scoring, he's doing the other things. You know what I mean? He rebounding at the guard spot. He killing it from there, man. And his assist numbers, he playing defense. So I can understand why if somebody give him a B or higher, a B plus like Cruz and everybody else, and cash out them because he is playing some pretty good defense and he's rebounding and he's just playing pretty good ball. So I agree with you guys on that one for sure.
IQ for me, excellent defense. He plays great defense since the beginning of the year. And now he's coming into his own by making some starting to hit his shot, and he's starting to show it by letting his 3-point gunshot that he does. You get to see it a little bit more. He also can drive to the hole, and he grabs rebounds. He's been grabbing rebounds, and he's a pretty good rebounder for him being about 6'3" or so. I give IQ a B minus, just because of I think I wanted to give him a C, but I'll give him a B minus because in the last couple of games he's been playing a little more in tune with the team. Not so much. He still dribbles the name off the ball. Some possessions he will dribble the name off the ball, but when we have IQ on the court, the whole team plays a little bit better. So for that reason, I'll give him a B minus. And now he's hurt, so you know what I mean. I think he can improve. I really wanted to give him a C, but I'm gonna give him a B minus because I like IQ. He's one of the guys that got grit. He's got heart on that team, and he's a dog. You can see when he gets hot, he got that look. You know what I mean? He gets hot, he got that look, and he looks like he could turn it up real hard. So for that alone, I give him a B minus.
Well, for me, I'm going to change my thought from a C plus, and I'm going to the majority of the chat and everybody got B minus, B plus. So I'm gonna have to go with the B minus. I gotta follow where you in the chat is at. Y'all cats pretty much dead on with that. He's been playing some. I don't want to be a homer, so
yeah, this is Homer's time. This is Homer time right now.
So I'm with all you guys, man. Real talk. He quickly has been playing good ball. So I'm gonna go with the B minus, man, because I'm gonna have to take a step up. Because I think majority of the chat is 100% right. You know, some of the wisest heads in the business in the chat, man. They just a visible panel. They know basketball, so they not on a panel. They are a panel, but they just not on a panel. So I agree with the chat on that, man. I like that analogy when it comes to him. And you know, quickly has been playing good. Let's hope he can continue, man. Hopefully the injury don't lag him for too long, because you know, and he come out here and get it popping. Quentin Grimes, ladies and gentlemen, started off the season injured, couldn't really get in here and get a flow, but you can see when he do play the impact that he had on the Knicks. His defense on the perimeter, which we've been lacking for so much this season. He's not hitting the street ball like he wants to, but his playmaking is ridiculous. The playmaking that Quentin Grimes is putting on display for the Knicks, I'm loving it. His unselfishness with the ball, his playmaking, a little bit. I'm thinking he might be a little bit too unselfish, but I'm glad that he is getting these guys the ball when they need to get him, especially Mitchell Robinson and all these guys. So I'm gonna go because he's not hitting the street ball yet. He haven't played enough because of the injury, the foot, and everything. I'm definitely gonna go C plus on Quentin Grimes for sure.
I'm pretty much right there with you. Quentin Grimes, when he's on the court, you know, these last couple of games, you see the defense, you see how he puts pressure on the ball, you see how he stays with his man. He has instances where he can drive to the hole, you know, on the left side or the right side of the basket, even using the light light reverse or the straight layup. Had a dunk this year. I was surprised about that. He slammed it down pretty hard. And, you know, only thing he needs is more time on the court. Now that he's healthy, I believe that from me as a fan, his grade will go up. I'm going to give him a C for now because we only seen him a couple of games and the defense is there. Now he just has to bring up that shooting. He is one of the guys that I thought was going to be a real bright light this year for us. And he's the guy that needs to supplement a little bit of Fournier scoring this year. So once he brings his scoring level back up, you know, get it closer to 12, 14 points a game with the defense, you know, by 20 more games, I'm pretty sure his grade will go up from me.
Okay.
A solid C for Quentin Grimes.
Okay, most of the chat got B and C. So I mean, yep. I just think that coming back off of injury, it's hard to get in the rhythm when your foot is like that and everything. So, but the man is him and like I always say, him and Cam Reddish will be the reason why the Knicks get to the playoffs. If them two don't pop, Knicks might be a playing team. I think Cam Reddish and Quentin Grimes will be the reason why the Knicks get to the playoffs. I think their defense, which we are lacking on our perimeter so much, will be important to us. And I've been saying that before the season even started. I was like, when everything came out, before going into the season, I was like, if Cam Reddish and Quentin Grimes pop for the Knicks in some way, we'll be able to make the playoffs. I just think their defense is that special. And then that's what we do. So I think the chat, Keith Turner got Grimes, gets a D. Keith Turner says, let me throw Keith up there. Keith said, that is when he's on the court. He's kind of an injury-prone player. Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I can understand that. The next person on there is R.J. Barrett. I know there's going to be some crazy numbers up there. I know it is because we got a lot of fans halfway don't thinking this or half don't think it's that. So to my man, Building Block, salute. Appreciate you coming in, my brother. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe, man. Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. Divine Shot. Knicks first quarter season review. We breaking down all the players' grades and all that good stuff, man. Good to chat. Got to pop it up in there, so y'all keep it coming. Y'all know how y'all do. But yeah, RJ, Cash, I got him at a C. Elton, I got him at a D. I was gonna go Shaw Powers. I'm gonna give RJ Barrett a C plus, and the reason why I'm giving him a C plus because he just in the shooting slump, and I think I'm going to say C minus. I'm going to say C plus, C minus. He's in the shooting slump from three, and his defense is not where it was last year, and he's supposed to be one of our top three players. So obviously he got to take the brunt of this stuff. Him, Randall, and Brunson get it no matter what. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna give him a C minus just because I know RJ is way better than that. He's in the slump. And I think that his defense need to be a little bit better. Him and Julius Randle. So I'm gonna give him a C minus this time.
R.J. Barrett,
right.
Rolling, my man. I appreciate RJ this year. He has had the peaks and valleys that you have talked about with this team. He has gone from the highs in the beginning of the year to mid 20 games, about 10, 12 games. He went to a low, got sick. And, the last couple of games, he's played a little bit better. I believe in RJ. I like what he can do. He is a little heavy, top heavy this year. As a fan, that's what I believe. He looks a little heavier. He's big, man. He's a big dude, man. And he looks a little heavier, so that may be taking away some of his more lateral mobility. Mm-hmm. But I believe once RJ gets it together, as he keeps going and playing and losing a couple of pounds every game, every couple of ounces, and he gets into that second win stage of his game, I believe RJ will be a B. And I'm going to stay with a B for RJ because even through the sickness, even through all that bad swing of him missing baskets, and I'm one to say, I'm sitting home and watching him go to the layups and missing easy layups, easy chippies. Some games he missed an average of 10 shots, and out of those 10 shots, he could have made at least 8 points on a couple of occasions where all these losses that we have occurred, we could have probably benefited if he could have made some of those cheap baskets going to the hole. I'm going to stay with RJ because he is bully ball. He goes hard to the hole, and once he starts to get it, he will start making those like last night. A lot of those baskets when he was going to the hole, he made them last night. Hard off the basket. He looks fresh and his legs was up under him last night. Once he can control shooting his three-pointer a little better, that right corner, that right elbow, he loves that shot from over there. That's where all his big shots come from. Once he can get back to that spot and start banging them down, I believe RJ will be by next 20 games, will have at least either stay neutral or go with a plus. that 3-point shot from him is what we missing, and that's what we need from him. RJ Barrett.
I tell you what, I'm most of the chat. I agree with most of the chat. A lot of them got a C in there. I do agree. C plus, C minus. You know, some of the ones who just totally upset with the game gonna give them a D or F. So that's understandable by all means. But I'm gonna tell you what I like. That when Knicks was down 104 to 101, that 3-point shot he hit last night was clutch.
From that right corner. From that corner, that elbow.
The Knicks back in the game last night. He hit that stroke last night. I'm like, okay, RJ. That was a big clutch shot. Because remember a year ago, man, when we was like RJ knocking down that 3 against Boston, he had a good year. So, I agree with the chat. A lot of people got him on around that C minus, C plus, and B's, and that's good. I think everybody's on point with that. But salute to the chat, man. Y'all got it popping. I cannot say enough, man. Salute to my man, Just Stop, Linda Lynn, Will Cruz, Building Blocks, everybody. L. Lee, the Professor, Keep Turner. Salute to y'all for coming tonight. Knicks Real Talk, Divine Shaw. The Knicks Real Talk first quarter season review, man. We just breaking down every player. Now listen,
let's get it.
Here go the next moment. Listen, Sean Powers, Jalen Brunson. You let a person come up in the chat and give him anything, I'm kicking y'all out. I'm blocking y'all. Jalen Brunson is a straight up A plus. No other way to say it. I don't even got to give him. I don't even got to say it enough. Jalen Brunson A plus. That's it. And other than missing a couple of shots at the end of the game where we could win the game, but man, what he had done for the New York Knicks, man, oh my goodness, bro. This cat coming here last 3-4 games, over 30 a game, turnover ratio real low. He ain't turning it over. He putting guys in the right spot, averaging almost 7 assists per game. I mean, man, I don't know what to say, man. He's definitely doing good for the Knicks, man. So I even though I'm having fun with y'all, man, y'all can put whatever score y'all want. I'm just playing with y'all. I ain't kicking nobody. Y'all know how y'all do. Without y'all, ain't no Knicks Real Talk. But he been playing phenomenal basketball for the Knicks, Shot Power. His numbers don't lie. Granted, he missed a couple of bunnies here. Not bunny, but he missed a couple of shots to help put us in overtime and win the game. But he the one got us to that situation. You know what I mean? He been playing some good ball for the Knicks, man. He's a godsend, brother. We ain't had somebody like this since 2013, 10, whatever. So it's good to see that we got a young man that's coming in here with a winning mentality, and I think he's gonna help get us where we got to go. I think when it's all said and done, Jalen Brunson will be on the championship Knicks team. I'm gonna put it that way.
I'm going to say, and this is only for 2 reasons. I'm giving Jalen Brunson an A, and I believe Jalen Brunson will make these things happen. His 3-point shooting is going to come around. He's if I'm not mistaken, he's usually around a 38 or so 3-point range shooter, and right now he's around 31, 32. I believe that will come around in 20 games. That's when I am excited to see the things that he does on the court, the way he handles the ball. He very rarely turns the ball over. He knows when to pass the ball, but he also is a big. He's a big time player. He knows how to take the game over and can really score in bunches. And I really appreciate seeing him on the court, facilitating and making every game a game like we can win. And aside from the overtime shot and the shot from last night, I believe those are 2 things that in his mind is in his head right now, and he's not going to make those big mistakes like that anymore. He's consistent from the free throw line, and once he gets his 3-point shot a little more fine-tuned, in 20 games, it's no question that I really want to give him an A+ too. And like you said, I don't want to be such a homer because he is the brightest thing right now for the New York Knicks that we have on the crew right now. I mean, all the other guys I enjoy, but he is something to watch, man. Every game that he comes out there, I give Jalen Brunson an A for now.
Yeah, I'm with Eric Scott. I think people can't underestimate Eric Scott. A good chat. His leadership is what's keeping us in game. Real talk, man. If Jalen Brunson wasn't on the Knicks right now, we'd be 2-2. He's 2-19. We'd be 2-18 or something. You know what I mean? Jalen Brunson is the difference maker for New York. Yeah, Eric Scott, great chat, man. I agree with you 100%. His leadership, his winning mentality. He just even yesterday, you thought that, man, you know what? He kind of saw it. Don't look like he's gonna have it. Next thing you know, he just started getting it popping, and he wound up with 30. I mean, that's amazing. So yeah, I get it. Brunson is you're right. Because he is Linda. You're 100% on that one. Because he is really what we've been missing, man. Real talk. And so good to chat. Pretty much everybody pretty much on that page. Jalen Brunson with the A minus, A plus, B. For those, I think the man is phenomenal. He's one of the best things that ever happened to the Knicks so far. Moving forward, we ain't gonna give him a grade, Fournier. So that's incomplete. So I don't know what to even say about Fournier. I don't know how y'all want to grade that. But because he started out the season real bad, he didn't have it going. Maybe coming out of FIBA, coming out of the World Games and all that, he didn't have the leg, the energy. He was shooting abysmal. He was trying to do some things that help the Knicks out. But I'm gonna have to give Fournier a D this year, man. I'm gonna have to give him a D. Cause the reason why he on the bench for that reason, you can't be on the bench if you got an A or B or a C. You're on the bench because you got a D or F. And he just don't have it. Canal got an F, big one. I ain't even mad at that Canal. Real talk, man. That's tough, man. He just started off the season pretty tough shot, pal, and he didn't have it. He just didn't have it.
I'm just going to go straight with a D as well. I'm going to go D as well, just because of his defense. I put D for him not having any defense, and that's what got him out of the starting rotation into the second unit, and that's what got him from out of the second unit to sitting on the bench. So I'm just going to give Evan Fournier a D. Great player. I wanted him 2 years ago. He played great last year for us. But now that we see he needs a team that he can be that outside three guy when you have a dominating point guard that likes to either pass or drives hard and kicks out. He need a kick out type of point guard for him to elevate his game. He doesn't have that on this team. So D for Evan Fournier.
Hey, Will on Fly Night Will said there's no letter for Fournier. The thrill, you know the deal, man. Will said ain't no letter for Fournier right now. Evan D, quality double said D, cash out got an F. I was definitely DF. I don't know, but he can't be better than that. And like I said, he just didn't have it. Yep, lose some weight, mobility, perfectly. Yep, absolutely. You're right, 100%, Dwayne. Dennis, salute to you, my brother, for coming in. Make sure y'all run them up with the thumbs up, like, subscribe. Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. We in the building. Knicks first quarter season review, 20 games in, 9-11. We just going over the player grade for the season right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He says C for not calling problems on the bench. Okay, Billy, I got you. He is professional, brother. He really is a professional athlete. He's really showing his professionalism. Not trying. I know he's ready to get up out of there, but he handled it like a real true professional. So I agree with you on that one. Evan Fournier D. So yeah, I think the take it down on Evan Fournier. Everybody pretty much where they at DF and things of that nature. Because we not giving Sebi no grade. We're gonna skip him. Mitchell Robinson. Mitch. I'm gonna go Money Mitch C plus because of injuries. That's it. C plus. He just was injured. And I leave Mitch dead shop. I'm gonna go C plus with Mitchell Robinson.
All right, this one is a homer move right here. I'm not going to kill it, but this is a homer. I'm a homer for Mitchell Robinson. That's my guy. I like Mitchell Robinson, Block Nets Monster, Mr. Flex, all of those accolades that he has that he's been called. I'm going to give, even though with all accolades, I'm still going to give him a B. A lot of the games this year, he couldn't stay consistently. He couldn't stay on the court consistently. And second time seeing certain teams, he played better like last night. So he's starting to get his look back. He's starting to get that, verticality back. Brunson is starting to look for him. Reddish is looking for him when he can. Grimes is looking for him when he can. So I believe Mitchell Robinson. When Mitchell Robinson is not on the court, it's like the I-95, man. Everybody just shoot down that lane. You know what I mean? And when Mitchell Robinson is there, it's not as easy. So for that reason, Blackness must I give you a B. I think you get better because if he can stay consistent like he's been, around 15 points a game, around 10 rebounds a game, and two or three blocks a game. I think that's a big pickup for us at the center position and Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, real talk. Yo, I forgot to shout out my man Johnny Davis. Johnny Davis, thanks for coming in, my brother. You know how we do. Yeah, man. I think everybody consistent A. I mean CB, C plus CB. Yeah, I had C plus because I just knew that injury through time and a little bit of foul rolls here and there. But Mitchell Robinson is that guy. Without him, that's why I can understand why Shot Power gave him a B, because without Mitchell Robinson in that middle, our defense is just atrocious. They're just atrocious, bro. Harkenstein ain't balling where he is. I think Gerald Sanders is definitely helping, making a good impact on that end. So, but I like the grade everybody giving him, man. Salute to the chat. That's where it's at. The next guy, I already know what it is, Julius Randle. Julius been here goes my grade for Julius this year. I'm gonna go Julius Randle B minus. The reason why I'm going B minus is because his stats is there. It's just that he got to get that defense. Sometimes you still see Julius Randle get into that. I don't know where I'm at on the court mode. You know what I mean? And I think so. Other than that, I got Julius Randle at a B minus. Julius Randle was killing it this year, man. If our defense was consistent, and I think you will see a different Knicks team. I think you could change that 9-11, maybe to 11-9 or 12-8, whatever. I just think that, but Julius Randle for me definitely gets a B minus. I think he's playing good ball. He just got to get more focused on the defense side of the ball. And if he do that, I think Julius Randle will have a good year. So I'm definitely going B minus Julius Randle. Salute to Julius Randle, because you know what? That cat 2 years ago carried this franchise on his back. Helped get us to 41 wins. Had a subpar year last year for all the other reasons. Everybody had a subpar year in the Knicks last year. Everybody. So it wasn't only Julius Randle last year. The whole team for that point. But this year is B minus. I like the way Julius Randle playing. I just want to see him and RJ be the head guys on the defense and get their defense together. I think we'd be all right. But I like the way Julius Randle's contributed this year. Not a lot of drama. He just playing basketball. He got a skill set. He's one of the better skill set players in the game when he put it all together. So B minus for me. Salute to Julius Randle this year. Real talk.
Julius Randle can grab some rebounds, can score, double machine, 20 points, 10 rebounds. My biggest gripe with Julius Randle, the gripe is his 3-point somewhat defense. That's I seen it in a couple of games. Most recent was last night when he left the guy at the 3-point line and he was at the waiting for him to playing analytics. If he hits the shot, all right. But if he doesn't hit the shot, I could be down here to grab the rebound. That's one of my gripes for him. One of the things I hope that he can perform better. I don't want, I would love to see Julius Randle back in, the almighty 4th seed. Salute to State for hitting the 3-pointer at a 38% clip. But I just need Julius Randle to get to 35%, 35% clip. If he's shooting 5 3-pointers, he can hit 2. If he's shooting 6 3-pointers, he can hit, 3, something like that. I need him to, get with the 3-pointer and also try I love his little pump fake move that he likes to do from the foul line down when he comes across the lane. That little fadeaway jump shot that he does, he hits that pretty frequently. But I like to see Julius Randle go into the hole a little bit more. Using his athleticism and just knock people over and go to the hole and lay the ball up. With that being said, I give Julius a solid B. I'm happy that he's playing the way he is mentally. He's really not in the against the referees as much during the game, and we need Julius Randle this year. Whatever happens after this year, it happens. But for this season, right now, Julius Randle, I don't believe he's going to get traded during the season. If anything happens, it'll probably be in the off season. For me as a Knicks fan, I think that's what's going to happen, and I give Julius a B. Solid player. He's playing solid this year. He hasn't got the boos. Everybody's appreciating what he's doing, and I appreciate him also.
Yeah. And the big thing for me to add on to that, guys, is that he's doing this knowing that now he's got a guy in front of him who's pretty much the number one, demands the ball a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like Jalen Brunson, I'm happy that Julius Randle is trying to adjust to having a guy now where he's not the main dude anymore per se. And Jalen Brunson got the ball in his hand majority of the time. Now, Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett still got to get adjusted to what Brunson do. Because remember, they didn't have that problem last year, the year before, because normally they was them guys. But when Fournier and Kemba Walker came in on the Knicks last year, it was like, okay, how are we going to distribute this ball amongst all of us? But I think now, not to come into this year, knowing that they got to adjust to Jalen Brunson because he's in his bag, he's doing his thing. I got to give Randall credit. He handled it pretty well. 20 points a game. And he doing his thing. So I'm saluting him. So I think that beat was worthy. Ferry Hunt, we're not gonna give no grade because he found in the Westchester. He doing his thing there. Jericho Sims. I'm giving Jericho Sims for the New York Knicks a B, a solid B. And I think what he had done coming in when Mitchell Robinson went down, what he did on that West Coast was impressive. The cat was throwing up doubles. He's blocking shots, guarding here or there. To be put in a position like that, young and in a situation where we really needed him, I got to give him a B. I think the young man was, he still got a lot of things to learn. He's still young, 58th, 55th pick, whatever the case may be. But the young man, he showed me something on that West Coast trip. He really did. So that's why I got to give him a B, because he taking advantage of the opportunity that he had, and he made the difference out there in the West Coast for us without having Mitchell Robinson. So I definitely got to give the brother a B. I think he played pretty well.
Jericho Sims, I like this guy here, man. I believe Jericho should be. I'm starting to want to see him a little bit more. I like the way he plays. His athleticism. He protects the rim. He can grab offensive or defensive rebounds. He's a big bruiser, and he's a little wiser than he was last year. He still makes some mishaps because of the inconsistent minutes that he gets on the court. But aside from that, I'm going to give Jericho Sims a B. I think that he should get a little bit more minutes, backing up Mitchell Robinson. And I think that's where I want to see him at, getting some more minutes, grabbing some more rebounds, blocking some more shots, and running up the court and throwing it down sideways like Superman.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Last but not least, obviously we're not even going to try to grade Archer Nakano because he hasn't been playing. Isaiah Hartenstein came in, nice sign at $8 million wasn't bad. Started off the season pretty good. He was doing some good things, and then obviously, I don't know, is it because of the Achilles injury he had during the summer is affecting his game right now? But I'm gonna have to go C+ on. I have C- right now on Hartenstein because he started off pretty decent, but the defense hasn't been there. He hadn't been hitting the 3-ball. He passed pretty good, but he's definitely not an impact right now for the Knicks, at least in the last 10 games, let's per se. For the first 10 games, he was really making a difference. The last 10 games, I thought we needed him more when Mitchell went down. So I'm gonna give him a C- just to be on a real. I think hopefully he can have a better second quarter this season, and he really put the numbers up. So I'm gonna have to go C- for him right now.
Isaiah Hartenstein, I give him. I like his game. Like you said, Divine, beginning of the season, he was interesting to watch. He did get a lot of ticky-tack fouls in the beginning. He uses his hands a little bit more than he uses his feet. And the first 10 games, he was pretty decent. The last 10 games, he's been, ailing a little bit. The word came out about him and his Achilles is a sore or something like that. And, it is what it is. I believe, me as a Knicks fan, I believe Sims should get the first look off the bench right now, and let Hartenstein come off the bench. Let Sims and Hartenstein split the other 20-something minutes that Mitch doesn't get. The 24, 22 minutes or whatever. Hartenstein, like I said, I like him. He's not a great rebounder. Not a rebounder, block shot per se. He gets some blocks, but he's a little more grounded to the floor. He's not as athletic as Sims or Mitchell Robinson is with the leaping ability. I give Hartenstein a C- like you, Divine. And I think he could be better, but let's rest that leg because we may need him in the latter part of this season.
Right. Yo, shoot the chat. That's where it's at. Hey, Joe Curry, thank you for coming in, my brother. Appreciate it. Joe Curry got a B-. So everybody around B minus, C minus. I think he definitely going to contribute to the Knicks. It's just that right now, I think that Achilles, man, Achilles is probably bothering him. You can see because it probably caught in the beginning of the season. He was coming out of the summer with it, but maybe at the beginning of the season it wasn't affecting him as much. But as time went on, obviously the more you play on it, the more it hurts. So maybe that could be the reason why his brother's slowing down right now. But I think he'll make an impact on us one way or the other. So salute to him, our heart. And we went over his grade earlier, and we'll put it up again. Then y'all can make that determination. Coach Tibbs in the coaching staff, I gave him a C. I gave him a C plus because I thought that with the situation with the injuries and Cat's just not in the sync, RJ being in a slump. A couple of guys went down. I gave him a C plus. That's only because of the rotations and the guys, the flow of the game, stuff like that. But other than that, I just give Tibbs a C plus for the year, and the coaching staff a C plus because I think they could be better. I think he could be better, but at the same time, the guys on the court got to perform as well. So C plus for Tibbs. They 9-11. They could be worse than that. He got the guy hanging around 9-11 for 20 games. They not in the basement. He getting the best out of these guys, believe it or not. And with all the up to peaks and valleys and all that stuff, and inconsistency from the 3-point perimeter defense, 31 in the league and 31% in 3-point shooting, bottom of the league. So can you imagine if the Knicks defense on the perimeter was good and they was even league average 3-point shooting right now? The Knicks would probably be like 4 or 5 games over 500. We talking about Tibbs coach of the year, but because of the way we shooting that ball right now and the way we defending the ball on the perimeter. I give him credit for trying to keep these guys together and trying to keep the ship steady in the right direction. To be 9-11 when we're not playing good basketball totally is pretty impressive. So I give him that.
I'm going to give the coaching staff. I'm going to give them a C plus. I'll give them a C plus. The Tibbs and his crew puts a game plan out for the team to win, and with defensive and momentum moves when you making when you in the half court to make moves to the open player, swing and get it to the open player. So I'm going to give them a C plus. Tibbs and the coaching staff are not the people making the shots. They're the people that's implementing the plan for them to win. And right now, the Tom Thibodeau is trying to get the team out there. I'd give him the C because of some of his some of his substitutions that he makes and how he makes them and when he makes them. That's where I give him the lack of, because he is the person who implements who gets in the game and who doesn't. So for that reason, I give him a C plus. If he could change, he has changed. He has went, like I said, from 11-man rotation down to a 9-man rotation, taking out Evan Fournier out of the starting lineup to a 9-man rotation when when Mitchell Robinson went down. Back to last night, I think they played around a 10, 11-man rotation. So he has changed, and he is trying to. It's some different plays that I've seen out there that they didn't really do last year, where they fall. They not there where the pass is supposed to be made. But for that to be said, I give the coaching staff a C plus.
Okay, that makes sense. I think a lot of people on your timeline. Because like I said, sometimes no matter how good of a coach you is, man, you got to make sure your players perform. Like I said, I don't think the Knicks would be where they at if they were shooting over league average from the 3-point line. Right. If they defense on the perimeter was solid, I don't think the Knicks would be here. And I think they would be pretty much in the top 5 or 4 of the league right now if they defense and they 3-point. So you think about it, and I think I put up the stats earlier. If you look at where the Knicks is at from a number perspective, they got some stuff they can improve on. But here, and just let me put this up there, and then we move on. We talk about the grade for the whole team and the team, and we move on. Y'all look at these numbers, guys. This is important that I put this up there. Look at our 3-point shooting. We 30th in the league and we the last in the league in 3-point percentage. Think about that. We shooting 31%. So that's what that's telling me is that, can you imagine if that was league average? We might be up in the top, closer to 15th, whatever. But the be down there, and then look at the defense on the defense 3-point ranking, the percentage wise. The opponent shooting 35% from a damn near league average. We shooting under league average, and they shooting almost close to league average, and that's ranked 14th. You know what I mean? Our net rating is at the bottom. Listen, 29th at the bottom. Net rate between the 3-point shooting defense and offense, we 29th in the league. That's one spot away from the worst team in the league. That's why I say you got to kind of take all this stuff in totality. That we not shooting the ball from the 3-point, we not defending it well. And that's the reason why the Knicks is 9-11. And I think a lot of games, if you change them numbers right there, we pretty good at every other category. A lot of them, other than we 29th. What we had 25th in field goal percentage in the league. We out of 30 teams in the league, we 25th. We got to get that 45 up. And I think once you get the 3-point shot up, the 45 will go up, obviously. So I do think that a lot of that, we also got to hold our players accountable too, and they got to make shots. And Tibbs got to understand that he got to make sure when the game is going good, whoever's in that lineup, if Cam Reddish and Quentin Grimes and all them cats is in there, and the thing is going good, you can't bring Julius Randle back in there. You can't bring RJ back in there while them guys is playing good. Them are the only few things I have a problem with. I don't have a problem about how he's one of the better coaches around. I just have a problem with when you got guys going, but you got to take them out because you got to put Julius Randle back in, or you got to put RJ back in, or you got to put, if the team is playing good, don't take them out. You know what I mean? Let the team, that the guy that's in there playing at that time, continue to play well. And once you see it get ready to go, if the other team starts scoring 2 points or 4 points, then you can say, okay, you know what? It's going the other way. Let me bring Randall or RJ and them back in. But I think the substitution patterns, I'm kind of hoping Taylor will get better in the second quarter of the season. But he's been letting the guy play, like you said, Shy Powell. He's letting people get minutes. But I just think that he also got to just trying to just weigh and judge it a little bit more better for me. But other than that, I don't have no problem with that because, like I said, I don't think we would be talking about this if we wouldn't shoot 31% from downtown and giving up, and we giving up like 29% overall. I think we wasn't doing that. We scoring 30. We giving up 35% from downtown. We scoring 31. I think if that was different, I don't think this team would be playing the way they play. I think Tibbs' record would be much better, be over 500 at least.
I can say one thing about that. If our 3-point shooting was 35 or above percentage, we probably wouldn't even have to worry as much as playing perimeter defense as we talk about now. Our defense would maybe clamp down. If we could get one, we need the fourth quarter to be that defensive quarter. If we can play even with teams the first 3 quarters and clamp it down in the fourth quarter, and with a 3-point percentage going up, if we were shooting 36%, this whole season already, we would probably be we would have a way better rate. We'd be in the over 500 right now, no question about it. We could have beat 4 or 5 teams that we lost under 10 points to, if our 3-point percentages were better. So even with the lack in playing defense, we can put the ball in the basket. We beat teams in the paint almost every game. If we could bring our 3-point percentage up to 36%, bare minimum 36%, we would probably be scoring about 125 points to 130 points a night. We get the ball in the basket. We beat teams up down low. If we could start hitting our 3-point shooting, we wouldn't so much talk about about our defense as much as we do right now. If we made 3-point shots, it'll make the team a little easier, and then the defense will come a little bit more natural because now we're hitting shots and we could get back on defense instead of shooting shots, missing shots, and now we got to run back on defense and get beat, off the missed shot that we threw up.
Okay. Yeah. Real talk. Man, great job, everybody in the chat. Great, and y'all was on point, man. Real talk. We appreciate that. Y'all guys was really on that, man. Hey, Keith Turner, that Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, you never know, bro. You never know. You just never know. You know what I mean? The Depending on and the way they going down there in Indiana, we got draft. They rebuild it anyway, so we got draft picks and whoever to get them cats. So if that were to happen, I wouldn't put it off. I would not take it off the table. I wouldn't even do it. But listen, man. So listen, I'm gonna ask everybody in the chat and I'm sharp out. In the first 20 games of the season, what do y'all get a Knicks whole team? Counting the coach, counting the players, the organization. What is your grade for the Knicks in these first 20 games as a whole? Players and coach and organization and all. I'm gonna go right now because we 9-11 and we haven't been playing real well, but we still right there in the mix. I think I don't have a problem with nothing the Knicks organization did this year. I think we still got flexibility. We still got draft picks. We still got decent players. We gave out some decent contracts. Nothing too blow. Like right now, Jalen Brunson's contract is seems like it's minimal compared to what he doing. And I think RJ will get back to his start next year. Kicks in, but so I'm going to say overall, the first 20 games of the season, I'm going to get a Knicks a B minus. I'm going to give him a B minus, just due to the fact that taking everything in totality. The shooting, the defense on the perimeter, the injuries, everything which everybody gets injured in the NBA. But I'm only speaking about the Knicks right now. I think our team would have been much better if certain players wouldn't have down at a certain time, or we would have been more competitive. So I'm going to go B minus because I think we still got a lot of good stuff moving ahead. We got still a chance to do what El Lee always said, 23-24, our championship window. I think we still right there. So I'm going to give him a B minus, and just due to the fact they 9-11, they trying to hang in there and compete and stay as float until they get a little bit more active with what they're doing.
I'm pretty much right there with you, Devon. You said B minus, right?
Yeah, B minus for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a C plus. The reason for the C plus is perimeter shooting, offensively and defensively. That's basically it. If we could hit more 3-point shots and play better defense against 3-point shooters, we win more games. Like I said earlier, we beat teams in the hole. If we can shore up our 3-point shooting to about 36% and limit opposing teams to 33% shooting 3-pointers, or even around what we shoot, 35, 36%. We can win a little bit more games. Our perimeter offensive defense is what's lacking right now. Our offensive shooting and our defensive defense on the 3-point shot. So I give them a C plus because I think we can try to bandage it a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe some double mint gum and and put a Band-Aid on top of it or something like that, and patch it up for the meanwhile. But those are the things that I see that we're lacking, and even with those things lacking, we're still about a 500 team in 20 games. So I'll give us a C plus, and in 20 more games, I'll see where we're at.
Yeah, real talk. Yeah, man. I'm pretty much there as well, man. I think when you take everything in totality, cats getting back to their mindset, especially after all the Donovan Mitchell noise. A lot of these guys didn't even know where they was going before the season started. Donovan Mitchell name was out there. A lot of guys thinking they're gonna get traded. They think they're going. I know they're professional. This is part of the business. But when you're that young, like some of them guys, you wonder, do I got to uproot my family? Am I going to take my kids somewhere else? There was a lot of pressure on the cats when that Donovan Mitchell noise was out there. RJ, all these guys, they like Cam Reddish been going through it for the last year. So for them guys to stay the course and don't get too down on themselves, through all this stuff went on in the offseason with trade rumors and blah blah blah, and coming in here still being 2 games away from 500. And I think we should be over 500 to be a personally, not being a homer. But if I look at all the variables, what happened and what didn't happen, I do think this team should have been over that. We lost a couple of games that we shouldn't have lost, or we lost 3 or 4 games we should have lost. So, I think that means a lot to them guys to stay competitive. One thing I can say about this team, guys, you notice about this here, we lose a game. We are competitive. We're not getting blown out. It's like any game we lose about 5, 10, or maybe 4. It ain't like the Knicks going there and somebody dropping 40 points on us. We competitive, and I think we got to get a little bit more better. But I think the next 20 games, we'll see where the Knicks is at with Cam Reddish and all these guys healthy. We had a brutal schedule coming out the door anyway. The first 20 games was crazy, and we still got a pretty much brutal schedule. We played some creme de la creme teams on our schedule. I think a lot of our teams we played we have more 500 plus teams than lower 500 from a record wise. So we just got to get better in a lot of other areas and try to right the wrong and just get more balance on with the defense, perimeter defense, and shoot the three ball. We ain't got to be great, but just at least league average. If we can shoot the ball league average, I would be pretty happy with this team. But I will say this: whether I'm a homer or no homer or not, I think the Knicks about to go on a 5 or 6 game winning streak. I can tell you that much. I got to feel. I think after what I seen last night, it showed me something last night. It really did. That if RJ can get in a little groove and Cam Reddish can get back and play the way he played last night, and Grimes can give us, and Mitchell Robinson can play the way he played last night, I think we know what you're going to get from Jalen Brunson. We know what Randall going to give you. If RJ, Cam Reddish, and Grimes and Mitchell Robinson can kind of stay in a positive, in a plus minus positive, I think we should be all right moving forward, Shot Power. So these next 20 games, I mean, we're going to see. It's going to be interesting. D-Rob got 17-3. Yeah, you're right. RJ did cost us about 8 games. Think about it, guys. He wasn't shooting good. RJ been cost us about, you pretty much right, D-Rob. 5 to 8 games, we could have won if RJ would have had a hot hand, not average hand that night. So that's what keeps me optimistic, because we've been playing. We 9-11 with RJ not even playing good. He one of our big 3 players. So if he played the way he played last night, which I was happy the way he played a real good game last night for me. So if RJ can continue getting back in his groove doing that, I think this team's going to win some games that we supposed to win, and some games that you don't think we're going to win, we can win. So I'm going to stay optimistic about that and see how it goes. It's going to be a really important next 20 games, because the trading deadline is February the 9th. The All-Star game is February the 19th. So between now and 2 months and a week or whatever, Nick's going to have some decisions to make. Maybe 2 months or 2 weeks, December, January, and then maybe a week after that. So we got about 2 months and 2 months and a half to really see how this team's going to go from here and see what we be when it's time for the trading deadline to come around. But they will make some moves. I don't think the Knicks going to stay packed the way they at. We'll see. But I'm happy about it, man. I'm really happy so far. 9-11. And tomorrow, Knicks Real Talk, we're probably going to be 5:30, because I think in Detroit, probably 7 o'clock game start down there instead of 7:30. I think Detroit is 7. So y'all just look for the notification on. We be on a pregame tomorrow. Get ready to talk about the Knicks and Detroit Pistons, man. And hopefully we can go down there and get that game and then get back to the Garden, because that we actually is a back-to-back. You got Detroit and somebody else. That's a back-to-back. It might be Milwaukee after that as well. So we have to see how that goes, man. But maybe we can get back to it and just try to go in there and keep playing, man, and try to salvage the season any way we can. But I'm cool with where we at, Shot Power. I think we still got a lot of basketball to play. We still got 60 games left. We just got to tighten up a couple of things here and there. And I still think we're going to be able to make a run for it. And then, like I said, who knows what happens at the deadline. I think we should be good.
Yeah, let's as Knicks fans, my peoples in the chat, let's just remember these games are important, but they are just to put you in a position to see how good you got to get or how much better you have to be. The games after the All-Star break are the games that we really have to pay attention to. So if we can stay around 500 until the All-Star break, we should be. We should be waiting for us to go on a run. You know what I mean? I think this team is going to get it together somehow, some way. I think they're going to get it together. If it's a trade made, we bring some players in here. If we move some players, somehow, some way, this team is going to get it together. And if we can stay somewhat 500 by All-Star break and go on a good 6, 7, 8 game winning streak or something like that, it'll change the way we look. That's when it will make the difference, where we reposition ourselves and the standings for now the play-in or the playoff. So these games are games that we need to win, but the games that we really have to pay attention to is once we get it's more games played than more games left. That's when we have to start looking to see where we're going to be at. And I think this team will get there by the All-Star break. Let's go Knicks. Push that pace.
That's right.
Grab them rebounds and hit your free throws. We'll have a chance to win every game we play in.
Yeah, real talk, man. And just to to piggyback on that real quick, we're gonna get out of here in a few minutes. Here you go for all us guys. We got the Pistons tomorrow, 7:00. So next we'll talk pregame will probably be 5:30. Then we got the Bucks the next day after that. That's a back-to-back. Then we got the Dallas Mavericks coming in there on Saturday. We got the Cavaliers. Damn, that's 2 back-to-backs in a row. Think about this here, guys. We got the Pistons tomorrow, Bucks on Wednesday. Then we off. That's good. We off this Saturday. We got the Mavericks and the Cavaliers. Then we got the Hawks and the Hornets. 3 of these 4 games of payback. I think we got to get together. If we can win that one with the Pistons tomorrow, hey, Bucks is 50-50. I think we beat the Mavericks. I think we beat them at MSG. Payback for the Cavaliers. Payback for the Hawks. Then we go down. We be in my neck of the woods. And I'll probably try to get to that game on against the Charlotte Hornets. So I mean, we just got to go in there and fight and grind, man, and try to just see what happens. And by the second half of the season, you'll know where we at as a team. They just spent all this money. I don't think they spent all this money to go another direction. I don't think they're going to do that. So I think they gave Brunson money, they gave RJ money, they gave Randall money, they gave Mitchell Robinson money. They knew that they was going to go out there and fight for something. So let's see how it goes, man. But until then, let's stay optimistic as we can be. I know some other fans, man. I get how we feel sometimes, man. We've been in purgatory for so long, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. We just got to stay positive, man. I hope these cats can get it popping. But salute to the chat, man. You cats was on fire tonight. Real talk, man. We appreciate y'all coming in like y'all always do. Ain't nothing new. You know how the chat do. Y'all always up here representing Knicks Real Talk, man. We appreciate y'all so much. Thanks for all the new guys in the chat that I haven't seen. Joe Curry, thank you for coming in. All you guys, man. We'll be on tomorrow, man. 5:30, man. Knicks Real Talk, pregame show. Knicks down in the Motor City in Motown trying to get a W against the Detroit Pistons. If we do that, we get one game closer to 500 like we were. We just got to put something together and try to get it popping. But, it's a 50-50 fan base. Some love it, some don't. But we had to see how it goes, you know what I mean? And hopefully we prevail. But we got to keep our energy up, man. I think we're going to be all right. It's going to be an important next 5 game for the Knicks. See if we can come out here and capitalize off some of these, get some W's, and just stay even keel, man, for a while until we figure out what we're going to do from a personnel perspective moving forward before the trade deadline. But, salute to the chat. Thank y'all for coming in tonight, man. We're going to get up out of here. We see y'all tomorrow, man, 5:30. Knicks Real Talk. Let's get it. Divine, Shy Powell, the chat, D. Ross, Parrot, Duggar, Canal, Tim, everybody, man. Keith Turner, all you guys. Salute to you guys, man. Everybody else came in. Joe Curry, thank you. Quality Jumper. A salute to you as well. Once a Nick, always a Nick, my man. Manuel Cruz, my man. Salute to you. Thank you for coming in, brother. Good show tonight. L. Lee Professor. Met fan, Knicks fan. Let's go, everybody, man. Charlie King. You name it. D. Ross. I don't want to leave about D. Cool. Salute to all you got. Johnny Davis, my brother. Salute to you as well. Y'all got E. Gibson in the building as always, man. All on the regular. We appreciate y'all. Linda Lynn, thanks for coming in as well. Eric Scott, thank to you too, my brother. Thank you for coming in. Let's go get it, man. We be on tomorrow. We get it popping. Let's see if we can go down to Motor City and get a W, man. But great participation, guys. I appreciate y'all so much tonight. Me and Shy Powell really do, man. Y'all had a great thing going on tonight. Cash out, James. Pudge, nice. Let me get my brothers. Let me forget everybody else, man. Just stop. All y'all, man. I know the roll call is always in the building, man. So let's go, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Real talk. Y'all enjoy your evening, man. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us, man. And we definitely see y'all tomorrow, man. Y'all make sure y'all look for the notification tomorrow. Hit that like and subscribe, leaving out the door. Y'all know what it is. Don't cost you nothing. Knicks Real Talk, man. We in the building. Wesley Robinson, appreciate you, my man. Checking in for Strong Island and everybody, man. So we see y'all tomorrow, man. Knicks Real Talk, Divine, Shy Power, the chat is where it's at. So to you guys, man. We gonna get up out of here, man. Peace.
Let's get it.
Time for Divine Shot, KJ events. This Real Talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Nick shit, dripping in Nick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena. With the clip, that's the conglomerate. This Real Talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for how early we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the side. My entourage, be on the job. My energy, feeling tripping in tempo. As they cook my game plan, and my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that's the things we know is pretty, but we all stay giddy. And we embrace the fan base like the late Anthony Mace. We create the logo windows, hand space that appear like Squarespace. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. The city decks on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like stars divine on Mount Mars. Knicks real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks real talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks real talk.
We here.
Here we go,
in the
let's go.
building. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it.